for fools, and he never took no lift. And after serial murder's Aryan, then he came and he saw some shit he said.
What up, people? How you doing? Hello, hi, howdy, welcome. Here we are. We're fucking doing it. Welcome. Twins are kicking ass and taking names. That's awesome. Yeah, here, let's go right over to here. Boom. Let's look at some fucking some stuff. My name's Corey. Welcome to TwitchTok. How you doing? It's good. Good to be with you on that. So, that's pretty good. Hello. Howdy. Let's get a little this going. There we go. Let's take it away. As we wake up. What up, guys? Twins are crushing it. That's good. Oh shit, yeah. Thanks for the host, buddy. Pretty calm tunes for someone who just crawled out of bed. What are you talking about? Why would you have rough tunes when you just crawl out of bed? That doesn't make any sense. I sleep through last night's show, partially, but not really. What up, guys? All right. Big castle. It's kind of nice, right? I'm good. How are you, King Kong Dong? Mike Pradinsky found his way in here. What up, Mike? All right. How we doing, guys? Welcome to another episode of TwitchTok. Pretty great. I'm good. Not doing bad at all. You're right, that is too mellow on those ones. Well, hi. Boats and hose, okay. Boats and hose. All right.
Six months into a...
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get it. Ugh. What do we got today? We got a bunch of stuff to get to. Bunch of stuff. Let's jump right into it, shall we? For the silence? What's wrong with silence? Silence is golden, baby. Let's see. There's this thing about how people are scared of vaccines. That's a really weird one. So we'll start there. We'll see where the day goes. Having people over Friday. I'll PM you if you want to come. Yeah, let me know. For a wake-up call, I'm thinking System of a Down, Chop Suey over Richard Cheese version of it. Yeah, maybe. Those will get you up. There we go.
6 months into America's COVID-19 pandemic, cases are surging, small businesses are faltering, playgrounds are empty, and unemployment is at 11%. Our best hope for ending this nightmare is a vaccine, and there are more than 165 in development. But when a vaccine becomes available, how many Americans will refuse it?
Bill Gates' vaccine is magically ready, but in order to get the vaccine, you also have to receive the biometric tattoo. Will you take it?
I don't trust the vaccines. I never did.
And be able to force things into your body that then slowly debilitate you with binary weapon systems and kill you.
Vaccines are the greatest healthcare advance of our time, preventing an estimated 4.5 billion infections since their advent. So what explains the reluctance of so many Americans to vaccinate? It's a combination of bad science, the government's long history of misleading the public, and the collapse of confidence in public health authorities because of their catastrophic failures in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. But if the government responds by attempting to force Americans to take a COVID-19 vaccine, it will only help the conspiracy theorists. Public health officials can begin to undo the damage of the past 6 months by rejecting authoritarian and paternalistic approaches in favor of careful persuasion and brutal honesty about the limits of their own knowledge. Though most Americans surveyed say they'll probably take the vaccine, there's a real possibility that a sizable block of refusers could allow this novel coronavirus to continue spreading based on what's happened with measles. And vaccine refusal tends to happen in clusters, according to researcher Tara C. Smith.
2019 was the worst measles year in a generation. When you have some of these groups of individuals where vaccination rates are low, it just takes one person with measles to get in there and spread it through a community.
Vaccine skeptics often focus on the claim that childhood vaccines cause autism.
I think they need to wake up and stop hurting our kids.
The vaccines are dangerous, if not dangerous to certain people who are more susceptible.
2 years old, 2.5 years old, a child, a beautiful child, went to have the vaccine and came back, and a week later got a tremendous fever, got very, very sick, now is autistic.
The claim famously was amplified by a British researcher named Andrew Wakefield.
I started getting calls from parents who said, my child was developing perfectly normally, and then they had their MMR vaccine in many cases, and then they just disappeared.
His 1998 paper linking vaccines and autism was later retracted, and the UK General Medical Council found him guilty of multiple ethics violations for lying about his test subjects and failing to disclose a financial link to an anti-vaccine lawsuit. But concern about vaccines is rising among parents, along with objections to the use of mercury preservatives, which both haven't been proven to do harm and haven't been present in childhood vaccines for nearly 20 years. An ecosystem of anti-vaccine information has emerged, and according to the American Journal of Public Health, bots and paid Russian trolls participate in online vaccine debates far more than the average social media user. And the trolls don't always join the anti-vaccine side of the debate, but aim to elevate the visibility to create false equivalency, eroding public consensus on vaccination.
You have some people that really don't know what to think. So, we think of them as kind of fence sitters, and they're really just trying to figure out, what is going on? What do I believe? What do I trust?
RF chips in the
Largely,
face mask. You're right,
those
Rusty
people
Grammar.
in the middle are the ones that I try to reach.
But U.S. public health authorities have sometimes misled the public about vaccines and other public health interventions, which has made the job of convincing skeptics more difficult.
The United States government did something that was wrong, deeply, profoundly, morally wrong.
The Tuskegee experiment sowed deep distrust of the government and public health, particularly in Black American communities. In 1932, government doctors recruited mostly poor Black sharecroppers at the Tuskegee Institute for a study of the impact of syphilis. The participants, the majority of whom had the disease, were told they were getting an experimental medicine when in fact they were all given a placebo. Scientists running the study were actually interested in the progression of the illness when left untreated. The experiment continued until well after penicillin became available in 1947, and many participants died.
They were lied to by their government.
Another incident that damaged trust in public health occurred in 1976, when a novel virus called the swine flu broke out at a U.S. Army base, and scientists believed that it bore a genetic similarity to the 1918 flu that had killed more than 100 million people worldwide.
We will offer every American the opportunity to be inoculated against a swine-type influenza virus.
President Gerald Ford authorized $135 million to develop and deploy a vaccine, and the government injected 25% of Americans in a 10-month period. But the global pandemic never came. The disease died out, and the rushed version of the vaccine likely resulted in some injuries, though probably not as many as reported by the media at the time. Smith says more humility is called for in public health communication.
It's hard, but I think we have to emphasize that uncertainty. And I think that may have been one thing missing with the masks, and I was probably guilty of it myself.
You do not have to wear masks because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick.
Over the weekend, the U.S. Surgeon General urged people to stop buying masks, saying in a tweet, they are not effective in preventing general public from catching #coronavirus.
Wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
After reversing their position on face masks, authorities claimed their earlier message was motivated by a desire to preserve protective gear for medical workers, without ever acknowledging that they were wrong to say that masks wouldn't slow the spread of the virus.
Do you now regret not advising people more forcefully to wear masks earlier?
I don't regret that, because let me explain to you what happened. At that time, there was a paucity of equipment that our healthcare providers needed.
Public health authorities also issued contradictory messages on the safety of large gatherings.
That one's real interesting because that means they lied to us and they admitted they lied to us, which is, it's not weird that they lied to us. It's weird that they admitted it.
Following the Black Lives Matter protests, the WHO failed to properly investigate the original outbreak in China, perhaps leaving the world less prepared than it should have been for the emerging pandemic. The Trump administration repeatedly played down the threat of the virus, and the CDC botched the early rollout of testing. If there is any hope of winning back public trust in a vaccination program, which, unlike the 1973 swine flu vaccine, will have been subject to extensive safety testing, public health authorities should acknowledge their past mistakes.
We did not want to divert masks and PPE away from them to be used by the people.
If warning against face masks was a so-called noble lie to preserve supplies for healthcare workers, they should own up to that rationale and stop condescending to the public. Doctors should acknowledge that vaccines can carry some risk, but that it's a risk often worth taking because there are no perfect solutions, only trade-offs. The lesson of the last 6 months is that authoritarian mandates and noble lies tend to backfire. Fact-based persuasion, which is the basis of good science, is our best hope for stopping COVID-19 and restoring the personal freedom that's been eroded by the governmental and societal response to it.
Okay, so a little bit to unpack there. The thing, like I said, that I found real interesting about that is that they admitted that they lied to us. Again, I'm not surprised they lied to us. Let's be clear. They do that shit all the time. It's fine. But like, now they're at a point where they're just straight out admitting it. It's real weird, you know, because it's like, you would think that they would, I don't know, man, cover it up better. Government lies, freedom dies. That's right, Rusty Grammar. You get it. They absolutely admitted it. I don't blame Fauci as a person. I blame the government. No, I blame him as a person too. You're a doctor and you knowingly lied. I think a lot of people let Fauci off the hook. I mean, like, it's like the Nazi soldier argument. Oh, I was just following orders. Well, okay, this is one of the main things that we have. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on with our society, but one of the main things is the accountability of it, right? Is like, fucking, oh, I'm going to say that if somebody's just following orders, they're wrong and I hate them in this scenario, but not in this other scenario. Ugh. There's the odds. JJ's blood alcohol. What? We were lied to? Fucking shocker. Yeah, right? Who the fuck's coughing? Yeah. What up, No Diggity? Yawn. Sister mine, mute your mic. I can hear you coughing. Yeah, it's a weird ordeal. Well, I can hear you something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing coughing in my head. Ugh. It's a weird ordeal, though, because they're lying, and it doesn't matter. The SS Minnow. Yes, the SS Minnow. Too big a hit? Yeah, maybe. It's, like I said, it's real weird, and it's... it does irreparable damage is the problem, right? Like, the problem with all of this is, now that they lied, going forward, it's hard to believe anything they said. I mean, we have all these things that we could be doing, but we just don't. And the government, you can't say one thing and then go back on it. Like, if you tell us, hey, masks don't work, then we're going to believe that. You know, the other one is like the CDC telling us that this thing doesn't live on surfaces, then saying it does, then saying it doesn't again. Like, the reality is nobody really knows what's going on, and it's okay to admit that. What's not okay is trying to lie to the public and get everybody going that right direction, you know? King Kong Dong says, hear me out. Coronavirus is real, but the government used it to test how much they could get away with under professional freedoms. Yeah, no, I don't think that's... I think that's accurate. I have said it seems like most of this pandemic is about control and compliance rather than safety. You know, like, that's the whole ordeal with it, is that they don't care. It's not about safety. It's not about any of that shit. It's literally about compliance. They want to see what they can get away with. Yeah, H1N1 was supposed to kill way more people, and it didn't. And they did nothing. Quit fucking yawning. Or what? I'll yawn if I want to. Ah! I hate when people say quit fucking yawning. That's the stupidest fucking comment ever. Because anyone can prevent yawning. Oh, okay, I'll just stop yawning, he-hook. Fuck you. Got a lot of day left, making me tired. I can't help that, man. I have to yawn sometimes. Fear is a proven market strategy. You're not wrong. I wish you were, but you're not. This one's for Eugene's pool boy. Ugh. Don't you dare fucking sneeze. Yeah, right? What are you, blinking? What are you, coughing? Nah. Better fucking not. Better fucking not. But I think it's important to note that this is why we're in this situation we're in. I mean, it's like global warming all over again, right? Like, they want to, you want to press this narrative and this whole thing, but at the same time, you're lying. You just let your pulse continue over there. Oh, Eugene, I'm just gonna keep yawning. You know, you told me not to yawn, and that like apparently just makes me yawn more. You can stop a sneeze by firmly pressing your yoon. The fuck's a yoon? Nose? Were you trying to spell nose? No, but it's like global warming, right? Like, we all know climate change is real. Like, whether or not you believe man's the cause of it, whether or not any of that, that's different. But the idea that it's not real is just provably false. Ooh, there, I covered it. Is that better? Is that fucking better? I covered it. A roller, not a car. Yeah. King Kong Dong says, you know how they do. The daily COVID update in Minnesota. It reminds me of when the chancellor addressed the country in V for Vendetta. It does kind of, doesn't it? Breathe more. Stop yawning. I can't help it, man. Ah, there we go. It's all right. We'll wake up. It's going to be fine. Yeah, wow. Breathe more. Stop yawning. Stop your yawning. Why you got a yawn? No Diggity writes, okay, random side note. Does Jack Dorsey of Twitter look like he raided his teenage goth kid's closet? Maybe. I don't know. That's not really goth, dude. When have you ever seen a goth kid in a beanie? Goth kids don't wear hats. He definitely looks like a weirdo. It's my day off, so since I'm not answering my email, work decided to text me. I hate work, says Ellie. That's funny. What a bunch of dicks. Bullprop333 says, this year's influenza A was horrible. I was miserable when I had it and felt like I was going to die. Okay. Rusty says, LOL, Ellie. When that happens to me, I just add it to my timesheet. That's such a good advice. JJ's Blood Alcohol Content. He looks more like a guy playing an acoustic guitar in a coffee house. Yes, yes, he does. You're not wrong. Diggity, when you ban people, time them out first. I think Vince was actually one of ours. Let's unban that guy. Hold on, how do we do that? I think that was Valhalla Vince. I think he just changed his name. What link did he put? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's actually a cool little link here. This is the top streamers. Good Ninja. It's crazy. It's not Valhalla events? Oh, okay. Well, if he comes in again with the link, then we'll fucking bam. Do timeouts at first, I guess, unless they're spam. Maybe it's spam. Yeah. What's that? What does top Twitch streamer counts do? Is that just... Yeah, block him again. Fuck it. I don't care. Okay. Word. No, I got you. Not Vanilla. Vanilla Vince. Is that Vanilla Vince? I got the flu shot from work every year, and I still got the flu. I figured that if I didn't get the shot, that I'm probably going to die from the flu. I don't know. Here's the thing. I've only gotten one flu shot ever, and I got the flu real bad that year, and then I said, fuck this, and I don't think I got the flu since. I think I got it once or twice ever since then, and this is, I mean, 10, 20 years ago almost. Like, the flu shot's garbage. Yep. No, JJ, me and you, same thing. Same exact experience. Yeah. It's garbage, right? Because, like, and then when I did research, they literally give it. No Diggity says, my wife is using my husband showing cold symptoms to force her boss to let her work from home for a few days. That's funny. Mr. Approachable says, you cannot get the shot and have the flu for a week. Or get the shot and have a cold for a month. Yeah. That's why I think it's really weird, is because everybody talks about all this shit and they're like, oh yeah, you know, this is what it is, the flu, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, we don't even have a cure for the cold. What makes you think they're going to cure SARS-2? Kickhog Dog says, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, the yachting boat. I'm in the same boat. Got my first in 8th grade. Thought I was going to die. Never got it since. Right, and never mattered since. All right, a lot of in-stream chat going on, which is fine. We're not chancellors here. Ooh, let's take a look. What did producer Mikey say? I didn't even see it. You guys are too quick on this moderating. God, maybe I've created a monster here. Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to give you guys unlimited power. I don't know. Maybe not though. Who cares? Pop this out. Quit cross talking. I don't care actually. Doesn't bother me. I need my Zen. Work people are driving me nuts. I thought you weren't working. Who cares? No cross-talking? No, you can cross-talk. I don't care. Oh, was he? Fuck him. Strip their powers. Yeah, they've gone drunk with power, Mikey. Oh, cross-talk as much as I want. I have no friends besides you people. Well, all right. I want power. And Corey doesn't have same rules. Yeah, I don't care. None of that matters. Can't even joke with these bitches. You can joke, Mikey. It's fine. It was funny. They timed you up for a second. Stop acting like you're persecuted. It's okay. You like come in here and be a dick all the time, and then somebody's a dick back to you and you're gonna cry about it? Grow up, dude. Come on. You're better than that. I mean, maybe you're not, but you probably should be. I'm a victim. Yeah, it seems like you are the victim, bro. Ellie says they keep texting me. I'm gonna do that on their days off. Just start asking for shit Friday at 4:55. Yeah, you should fucking do that. Sure. Bullprop 333 says to JJ's blood alcohol. I just they would bring back nasal spray. I just wish, probably is what he meant. My son has a panic attack when getting a shot. They have to give him a barf bag. Luckily, he has been getting better with blood drawn. Corey's trying to make you grow. Yeah. How fucked up is it that I'm trying to make you a better person? Check out your life, man. Jeffrey Rogers, were any of you people given a choice on your school program forced to do hybrid learning? No, I don't think so. Here's something we could talk about with that. Why aren't they asking the kids, right? Hear me out on this one, right? Oh shit! It's proven that different kids learn in different ways, right? So why aren't they asking the kids, hey, do you want to go to school or do you want to go home? I mean, obviously they can't have all of them go home, but I bet there'll be kids that want to be in school because they like the structure of it. I bet there's kids that want to be at home because they like the non-structure of it. It's just a weird thing because they're just mandating everything and they're not asking for feedback. Well, some kids do want to get away from their parents, but at the same time, some kids hate school and work better from home. I mean, we've proven there's 5 different distinct ways people learn, right? So it's super fucking weird. I just don't get it. Why not ask the kids? Why not get some kind of feedback? The kids that want to go to school are nerds and should be bullied. Right. But the bullies will be at home so they can exist. They can learn. Everything's fine. It's just weird to me how they're telling us all what's happening, but they're not doing anything, you know? What's up, Lynn? Distance learning was not a fruitful experiment at my house. Well, yeah, but you're not the teacher. My junior, who was an excellent student, failed miserably at distance learning. My freshman daughter, who is not a great student, did very well at learning at home. Weird. Right, but that's what I'm saying. Different people learn different ways. And we know that. It's not like this is new information. We fucking know that shit. Ellie Mae says, one of my godsons is autistic. He thrives learning at home. The other godson is going nuts, not seeing his friends on social. He hates distance learning. Right, that's what I'm saying. I bet if they just asked the kids, I'm not saying that it would help all of it, but this is becoming a real big ordeal where people are like, oh, do we stay at home? Do we bring the kids? And the reality is the way we used to do learning can't be done right now. You can't have, 100 kids piled into a room. It's just not possible right now. So you have to get rid of some of the kids. But if some of the kids want to learn at home, you could even rotate them around. I mean, there's all these different options, but they just have to stoke it and make everything this all or nothing. All the kids or none of the kids. Or why don't you ask the kids? It's like when teenagers have parents that get divorced and they ask the kid which parent they want to live from. There's no real difference. King Kong says, I learned by touching. Yeah, that's super creepy. Micah says, okay, creepy Joe. Yep. Sister Mine says, I can't learn or work from home. I hate this shit. Just pause everything school-wise, shove everyone back a year or two, and start them back up. No, fuck that. Like, if I was a kid, fuck that. I don't want to have to do an extra year of school because of a virus. Fuck that. And especially when the internet is there, you can learn. Like, fuck that. I would rather learn at home and not have to go to school for another year. That's crazy talk. Bullprop says, they do not ask the students because they say their brains aren't developed enough to process the full scope of what's going on. That's not true. You can ask kids their preference. They do it all the time. They do it in family court when they ask the kid who they want to live with. It's a way less intense decision than that. Ellie Mae says, I hope I work from home forever. I like just having my dogs as coworkers. Yeah, that's true. They don't eat your goddamn lunch out of the fridge. Rusty Grammar, first survey for St. Cloud Sauk Rapids Rice School District is parents' choice. And I don't want my kids going to prison like a detention center, so we're probably doing online. Poor kids having to suffer at the hand of these ass puppets. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing, man. Citizen Mind says, I know some farms that could use some child labor. Yeah, right? No, you just skip a year. Fuck skipping a year. That's stupid. Why would you can't skip a year. That's stupider yet. Because, like, what if that's the year you're supposed to learn algebra or PERMDOS or any kind of foundation block that will make learning anything else in that thing very, very hard? Cheeseburger Pie says, in St. Cloud, they gave us 3 options to choose from: all in school, or half and half, or all at home. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lane says, oh, damn, I thought you were playing a strategy game for a second. With that background. Oh no, we're just zooming around. I like to do fresh aesthetic backgrounds with some little background music. Nice things. Fun. Jeffrey Rogers says that's the point. There was like 3 20-minute Zoom waving sessions in 3 months. They essentially dumped 15 to 20 assignments in our lap. My son struggles with reading, so we basically do the assignments for him. I don't know how to break down the basics of reading. It's stressful. Well, yeah, having kids is stressful, man. And this actually should be a very awakening point for parents. Think of all the stuff your teachers do, you know? And again, if that child is having trouble, then maybe that child is one that goes back to school. But if there's ones that don't and they enjoy it, who cares? Let them stay at home. Bullprop says at age 12, they're supposed to take care of all their own medical information, so they should be able to decide if they want to go back to a classroom. I agree, 100%. Lane says working from home does rule. Funny because you live out of a car. So working from car rules? Haha, got you, baby. King Kong Dong says, I think we undervalue the minds of children. Yeah, probably. Not skip, postpone. Words, migrant. Well, postpone is skipping, because if you postpone, you're going to get skipped. JJ's Blood's alcohol content says, getting used to this working from home shit, unlimited snacks and a private bathroom, my bank account is like into. Yeah, that's actually something interesting that I want to talk about is when all this shit's over, how much of the economy is going to come back because people are learning all the traits that they need to not do anything, right? Like most people are used to not going out to the bars now. They're used to not going out to restaurants. Fuck, I don't even know the last time I saw a movie. I think Joker was the last one I saw in theaters. And when these things come back, is there going to be a huge rush to get in there and fucking go back to it? I don't think there is. It's going to be weird. Let's see here. Where are we? No diggity. I have a hunch that some teachers may pull out of public school systems and start doing small pods of teaching 10 to 15 students. They could charge less in private schools and make yeah, well, that's already happening. Tutors have been doing that during this whole pandemic. Hooray, it's me says, my concerns are more for the kids who only meals come from school and those kids don't have safe homes. School is a valuable respite for this. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. That's not really applicable to what we're talking about right now, but I mean, that is a fair concern. Hamburglar says, fuck school, be a dope dealer. Okay. Eugene's pool boy, Corey, we should ask the kids, give opinions. Corey, that's crazy talk. Fuck your opinions. I never said that. That's real weird. You guys aren't kids. What are you trying to even imply, Eugene? That's stupid. Shut up. Lane, what if it's the year you first finger blast your best friend Timmy? I don't know. What about it? That's real weird. JJ's Blood Alcohol content says, kids need the social interaction plus the point of meals. Some kids have pretty shitty home lives and need to go to school. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't reasons, but maybe those shitty home kids are the ones that should be going back. Because here's the thing. If they can't afford meals and those are the only meals they get, then those parents will want those kids in school getting those meals because they can't afford to feed them. So I don't like, I get that that's also a concern, but that's not really what we're talking about here. No Diggy says, but don't you dare say a 16-year-old voting rights. Yeah, fuck that. Lane says, hey, this car is very small little bedroom on wheels, says Hall. Yeah, that's fair. Mr. Approachable says, holy shit, now that I think about it, I think the first Avengers is the last movie I saw in theaters. Damn, is that true? That was a while ago, bro. King Kong Dong says, shit, my money goes into here, magic cards, and steel toe. Same problem as before. Yeah, right. JJ's Blood Alcohol Content says, I don't think they'll rush back. I was eager to get back into restaurants and was very surprised how empty they still were. Yeah, I don't think people will. I mean, I go to restaurants quite a bit, but I still haven't done that many. Ran out of thoughts. Imagine a world where people are self-sufficient. Okay, that's real weird to just add in there. Pool prop. The theater in Monticello is open, but it's only showing old movies. I have free movie passes for movies, but don't want to go to a movie I own at home. Well, yeah, there's no movies being made, so there's no way they could have new movies. What new movies are they going to have? No Diggity says, I know the secret of an amazing burger joint. That's true, you do. Round Thought says Twilight Zone, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole... It's really weird, and there's no right or wrong answers, basically. Just pain and struggle. I want a burger today, I think. Go get a burger. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the amount of restaurants, even if you're willing to go, is going to go down. Like, this is all going to have economic stuff that we don't even know. All right. Let's go to another one. We'll get going. What do we... Let's see. Oh, yeah. We were going to talk about horseshoe theory today, weren't we? Okay, y'all. I know times are tough, but if your local place that's dead when you're going to eat, tip your brains out. Yeah. Agreed. Although I'll say this, that tip goes to your server, and that doesn't really help the establishment. So even though you're giving them a one-time awesome hookup, it's not going to be that. Well, Sinister Mind, I'm literally showing this horseshoe theory for you. That's funny. You were asking about it yesterday. Yeah, you got to tip big. I don't know. You should be doing that anyways, though. I've waited tables too long to not. Big tip. Let's do horseshoe theory. Yeah, we'll do horseshoe theory. Fuck it. Fuck. Okay. So, let's see here. I'll clean this up. All right, so horseshoe theory is as such. This is your political spectrum, and instead of going on a straight line, it's a horseshoe. And the idea is that your center-leaning left and right and your moderate left and rights are actually further away than the radical left and right. And that's because it all froze. And the bottom here, this is just authoritarianism. So no matter what you think or what way you go about it, it ends in authoritarianism. Here's the... it's also good to talk about Blair's Law in this aspect, but here we go.
It is very common for somebody or something to be classified as right-wing or left-wing. This is referring to their location on the political spectrum. Originally a continuum, basically an endless line, where conservative capitalism is on the right side of the center, and socialist liberalism, which is probably not the best term, see classic liberalism, is on the left side of the center. It should be noted that the terms left and right have varied meanings and degrees of magnitude in different countries. These terms first evolved during the French Revolution. Long live Napoleon. David Nolan was the first to propose a multi-axis variant of the political spectrum, including many more classifications than simply just left or right. Many popular online political quizzes also use a multi-axis variant, such as politicalcompass.org, which uses the traditional right and left classification, as well as using the y-axis to distinguish between libertarian and authoritarian viewpoints, as shown here. However, many political scientists take issue with this system's simplicity. Many proposed placements have been suggested by various philosophers and other political scientists. However, none of them have gained enough traction to become a de facto accepted model. One such model, often seen floating about internet forums, I'm looking at you, Reddit, is the horseshoe theory. The first recorded of this term was by French philosopher and writer Jean-Pierre Faye. Probably botched that name anyway. Basically, the premise is that people who are moderate on one side or the other are more different than extremists at either side. Restated, this means both right-wing and left-wing extremists share some similar tactics and views. Here's a good visual illustration of this idea. This idea is somewhat related to Blair's Law, an informal adage that also describes this phenomena, named after Australian journalist Tim Blair. Now that this seems completely reasonable, I will now describe why it isn't. Of course, many of the aforementioned extremists belligerently oppose this association with each other, but their natural opposition does not form a strong counter-argument. However, there is some strong objective criticism of the horseshoe theory. One such example is the argument that this theory can lead to a false balance, sometimes referred to as a balance fallacy. Essentially, this means holding two viewpoints on an issue as being equally valid, even when there is strong evidence that is not the case. Other counter-arguments include the previously mentioned difference in different countries of what right and left wing means, and the argument to moderation fallacy, which is closely related but not exactly the same as the balance fallacy mentioned earlier. Finally, I would like to end by discussing another semi-famous internet adage, Poe's Law. It states that it is impossible to distinguish between individuals holding extremist views on topics and those parroting them. More information on this and other stuff in the video can be found, as always, in the description.
Alright, so that's just kind of a quick rundown of it, but it's kind of the way, oh god, lots of fucking stuff to catch up on. Round of Thought says, actually here, let's get our talking music back, our vibes. Let's get vibing. Okay. Oh yeah. That's not even on. There we go. That's better. Alright. How many people don't cook their own food even? No restaurants or fast foods mean no food for them. I don't know. I feel like, again, with the quarantine, more people are cooking at home and shit. You're talking about tipping. That's fine. Yeah. Lane says, whether it's going to or not, I sincerely hope that outside activities come back in a big. People were already super unenthusiastic and depressing for life before. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Frisbee golf. I play bocce ball, but I go outside and play games a lot. Like, I like that. Must be right because I'm never wrong. Good one, Rusty. I like that. Don't eat McDonald's for a few months and then give it a try. You'll feel like absolute shit. It's crazy. Yeah, well, that's actually like the different trans fats, right? What up, Cheech10? How are you? Welcome. Welcome in, baby. Cheech. Okay. Let's see here. We got... Here's the thing on fossil fuels that I thought was interesting. Stossel fuels, as it were. Get it? You want to watch a Stossel clip? But it's fossil fuels. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Today's continuing anti-racism protests include the claim that fossil fuel use is racist because climate change will hurt minorities most.
Climate crisis is a racist crisis.
Therefore,
the fossil fuel industry will have to pay.
But I wonder, have these people ever asked themselves?
Can you turn your lights on in the morning?
Energy journalist Robert Bryce just made this documentary about the importance of electricity
juice.
Having electricity doesn't guarantee wealth, but not having it almost always means poverty.
Here's our abbreviated version of his movie.
Electricity has allowed people, and in particular women and girls, to escape the drudgery of past eras. It has liberated them from the pump, the stove, and the wash tub.
But still today, in much of the world, millions have little access to electricity. As a result,
the mothers are spending all day long just doing the basic household chores, collecting water.
You don't have a fridge, so you have to cook every evening.
not only does electricity reduce labor, but also
Electricity has allowed us to conquer our oldest foe, darkness. For millennia, the cost of having well-lit spaces at night was so high that only the very rich could afford it.
that's still true in much of the world.
The power goes off. And I began crying consolably because there's no way I'm going to finish memorizing this times table where there's no power.
And when there's no power, people often heat their homes by burning things like cow dung.
Every year in India, more than 1 million people die from indoor air pollution.
That pollution's a much bigger killer than the fossil fuels American politicians complain about.
There is no debate as to whether we should continue producing fossil fuels. There's no debate.
No debate? But without fossil fuels, much of the world will freeze in the dark. We just don't yet have enough alternatives to gas and oil, although one country almost does.
We're here in Iceland at Gullfoss Falls. As you can see, this country has enormous hydropower potential.
Iceland gets most of its power from constantly moving water. And because Iceland also has hot springs, it gets a quarter of its juice from geothermal power. So electricity is cheap there. But even in Iceland, they still burn oil. There just isn't enough renewable energy to power everything.
There are over 3 billion people in the world today without adequate access to electricity. In order to empower the low-watt world, we're going to need a lot more juice.
But what about climate change? We're told we must move to renewable energy.
The planet is dying, and all we need to do is spend more on researching green power.
In every case where you've had massive infusions or requirements for renewable energy, you've seen costs increase.
So what? The planet is dying.
But it's regressive. It's going to have a bigger impact on low-income and middle-income Americans. That's putting a higher tax burden on the people who can least afford it.
His documentary argues that electricity matters so much, it's cruel to talk about limiting its use.
This idea that there's too many people and that we all have to reduce our energy consumption. The only people in the world who say that are rich people. I've never had a small farmer tell me that there's too many people and that we consume too much.
How are we going to have a population, all these bright young minds, if they're not plugged in? We have to plug them in now.
4 billion people are not going to say, we'll give up progress if it just slows global warming.
Energy poverty versus climate change. There is no easy one-size-fits-all solution. The only certainty is that people will do whatever they have to do to get the electricity they need.
You can now watch his entire documentary, subtitled How Electricity Explains the World, on iTunes.
I hope you'll share and like this video. That helps us get the word out. And if you want to help us make more videos like this, click that button.
And we do, Stossel. And we do, baby. So yeah, that's interesting. Like, it's how John Stossel powers the world. Yeah, John Stossel's great. These stupid solar farms are far more polluting. Yeah, that's the funny thing, is that most of the clean sources of energy we have access to are actually worse. Like, look at like electric car batteries, like the shelf life, or like how about nuclear, the nuclear waste from like power plants and shit. Like all this stuff, like you can say what you want about burning coal, but it doesn't leave stuff on the planet that you can't touch for, you know, hundreds of years. Yeah, it's bad for the environment for sure, but there's nothing that's really good. Even solar panels and wind turbines fuck up the earth when you're building them. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. They sure do. They sure as fuck do. Yeah. Well, no, and like the shelf life of yeah, wind turbines are literally the worst. You're not wrong. They're fucking terrible. If we build fast breeder-style reactors, they could be fed with the waste of our current plants. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Or like some of the stuff we're doing with natural gas is pretty good. The materials used in green energy are killing more than just burning natural gas. Yeah, I agree. Every method of electricity production has negative byproducts. Every means of energy, not just electricity, energy. But the nuclear plants in use today are all based on 70s technology. They can't build without a massive fight. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Lane said, I wish people would come off the idea that the environment is more important than humans flourishing. Less and less people have been dying with the elements all the way up through the last couple hundred years, largely due to the availability of energy. If you take away something as reliable and stable as petrol fuels, you're going to fuck it all up and cause massive human suffering. Yeah, well, and the other thing, too, is the adapting part of it, right? Like, this is... We were talking about this on Monday with Tovar. This is like a big thing that they do, is they tell us things are going to be obsolete and we need to worry about it. Like, when global warming or climate change or whatever becomes like an imminent threat, everybody will work on it. I mean, remember when we were kids, they told us we wouldn't have light bulbs because we were running out of tungsten. Then they invented LEDs. Now nobody cares. Jeffrey Rogers says, besides whacking a few birds out of the sky, what is the downside of those turbine wind farms? The pollution. The pollution of building a wind turbine is gross. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, it has to do with the way that they construct it. It's the way that they... Hold on, I'll find some stuff for you. Give me a sec. Here's a real dense article. We won't go over all of it, but that's a pretty good study. Let's see. To be fair, as an alternative, it produces enough power to offset the pollution being in 6 months. Not an expert, but Google says. No, I mean, that's not exactly true. There's a lot that goes into it. But again, I posted that big, dense Harvard EDU story, and it talks about all the downsides of it. But the terraforming of it is a pretty big ordeal. Is that Tovar? What is that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have it on mute.
No, whatever. How are you, buddy?
I am good.
Good. They haven't assassinated me or taken down the clean energy episode we did, so that's good.
Well, just don't try and market it. You're fine.
Huh. So I should not market it.
Or just sell out.
Yeah, always sell out. Never not sell out.
That was actually a really fun episode. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it was good. Trying to find all that. It's funny how stuff gets buried on the internet. Like,
what are you digging for?
oh, the wind turbine stuff. So, like, there's a lot of, like, environmental shit that goes awry with wind turbines. And, like, specifically how they terraform, and then all the metals and stuff are impossible to, like, biodegrade. So, like, in a lot of aspects, like, like, there's no such thing as clean energy right now, except for Bob Lazar's gas car, I guess.
Well, I mean, everything has a footprint unless you're, like, going to be smart
right,
enough
but,
to
like,
figure out
the
water.
footprint, like, it's interesting, like, all of these footprints, like, you know what seems to have the least amount of footprint is coal, and that's the one everybody hates. It's just very interesting.
Well, and for me, the thing that really pisses me off about wind is it was never really supposed to be for big commercial applications. You know, like these big, huge fucking things aren't what's
Same
gonna
thing with
save the
solar
planet.
panels. Solar panels were not meant to be that. And, like, solar
Right.
panel technology is obsolete every, like, 2 years.
Well, and that's the thing is that, like, it's getting to the point with solar panels and wind turbines that you could power your own home without the need for the fucking grid. Like that technology is almost
Yeah, but they won't let
already.
you do that anymore. Now you can't.
Exactly.
Now you can't be off the grid, and you can't get credit
Right.
for the energy you're using. Because you used to be able to run solar farms.
Yeah,
And what
and
you would
now-
do is you would plug into the grid, and then all the energy you didn't use or put into the
They
grid,
would
you
buy
would get
back.
credited for. But they don't
And
let
now
you
they'll
do
just
that
find
anymore.
you and put you in jail.
Right
Yeah.
now you go to jail.
Yeah, which is nuts. No, but then that's my biggest problem with commercial energy is the fact that it was never like wind turbines, solar energy, all that shit. It was never meant to be for big corporations to charge us more money for it. It's meant to be able to pull ourselves off the grid and not need them.
Yeah. Rusty Grammar says, in fairness, they created solar powers if they created solar panels without heavy metals, parentheses, impossible, why put them in states where they're only sunny 30 to 40% of the time and covered with snow the other 50? Why not keep them in the desert?
I mean, you can use them in conjunction with like lithium-ion battery walls, and the sunlight doesn't really become a problem.
Well, it does. It does if you don't get enough sunlight over a long period of time.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you'd have to live in like Alaska or something where you'd have like darkness 3 months
Well,
out
I think
of the
those
year.
lithium. I think those lithium cells, especially those power cells for houses, I think they only last like 4 or 5 days, right, without any kind of power coming in. And like
without any power coming in, it depends on how big of a wall you.
But I
have.
mean, like in Minnesota, for instance, like we've gone a week or two without seeing the sun in the winter. That happens.
A week or two, yeah. But even if it's cloudy outside, they're still charging.
Yeah, fair. Well,
even when
but not if they're dense like winter clouds. I mean, there
No.
is enough density where they can take away the solar rays.
No, do you know that like you get more sunburn in cloudy weather than you do sunny weather, right?
Not in the winter.
Yes, even in the winter. If the sun is out, you can get sunburn because the only thing getting through is UV light, and the UV light is what is charging those solar panels. So they do work even in really thick, dead-ass winter clouds. If there's any sun getting through, they are charging.
So that might, I don't know. I believe you because like I have no reason not to. Everything I've read about it does not agree with
mean,
that.
they're not
But
as
they
efficient.
but they also like the stuff I read was probably like 8 years ago, so they probably have
Yeah.
just advanced beyond it.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're not as efficient for sure, but
Right.
even in Minnesota, if you went out and bought yourself a couple of used Priuses, took out all those batteries, and made yourself a homemade wall, you'd be able to pull yourself off the grid with solar panels. I'd find it really hard to believe you couldn't.
I mean, they wouldn't let you.
No, for sure. I mean, that's the only holdback is finding yourself a county in Minnesota that wouldn't have a problem with you doing it, or being rich enough that you could fight the case.
We're just talking about the third rail now.
The third rail.
King Kong Dog says, I worked on cell phone towers for like a month, and the radiation coming off of them can give you brain damage or make your speed not work. Weird.
Yeah, they make those guys that work on those towers make a lot of money, but they probably don't have very long life expectancies.
No, that's like one of the most dangerous jobs in the country.
And if you live,
they get paid. They get paid accordingly, though.
Yeah, and if you live to tell a story, you're doused with radiation. So good luck living past 60.
If you live to tell the story, you can't form complete sentences to tell it anyway. So who cares? Not to mention the mining of the materials to make the turbines, the batteries. Well, the batteries are the real problem because the batteries, like the solar panel batteries,
Lithium ion is the problem right now,
they
but
don't
it's about
biodegrade at all.
Yes.
Like it's garbage,
Yes.
and they're actually like that's why it's kind of funny with these electric cars. They're like, oh, we're going green. It's like, oh, that's weird because that battery is never going back to Gaia ever.
I love pointing out the fact that people that own Priuses have a bigger carbon footprint than someone that owns a 1979 like Yukon.
Well, and that's the thing.
Like
it's like my whole thing is that like obviously we know that like ozone and all that has been pretty important, but like it's funny when you look at like the stuff like the panels, the batteries, the amount of pollution it takes to actually retrograde, build these things. Like you're left with this impression of like, is this better than coal? I don't know. Like, you know, it's
to be
it's
fair,
like it's not as cut and dry. Like coal is not this cut and dry bad guy like everybody wants it to be. It's just not. There's a reason why like 70% of the world still use it.
Though.
Well, I mean, they're all finite resources, really.
Here's the deal. Lithium ion, like the battery technology that we have right now, is as we speak currently undergoing a huge revolution. There's like 3 or 4 different new battery designs out there. One of them is a diamond battery that is supposed to be able to give like juice for like a year at a time. There's also like
but that's like the price tag on that's got to be nuts.
Yeah, for now, but lithium ion 10, 15 years ago was extremely nuts.
But lithium ion isn't a valuable gem.
For sure.
Like the thing is that it's not going to go down just because the technology's there. You still have an.
But you're talking about diamonds that are man-made, not that you have to farm out of a fucking.
Yeah. That's fair.
You
Like
know
cubic zirconiums and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, well, no.
Yeah, and the lithium mining too. You want to go down a rabbit hole? Look up lithium mining. That shit is crazy.
No, but man, like we're actually almost able to make diamonds now. There's a company in Canada that I'm pretty sure can actually make man-made diamonds and are selling them, even though like the whole diamond community is up in arms about it. We can make diamonds now.
Well, we always have, right? Isn't that what cubic zirconiums are? Aren't those just man-made diamonds?
No, cubic zirconium is one thing. I'm talking about a diamond that you cannot distinguish from a mined diamond.
Oh, like a 5-carat lab created or some shit?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Like the technology is getting so good that you cannot discern a lab-made diamond from a mine found.
How close to 3D printing diamonds are we?
Oof. Well, I mean, and that's what you're talking about. That's the battery revolution that I'm talking about.
Yeah, well,
so,
3D printing is going to be the revolution of everything. Because, like, I mean, that's like, if you've seen Star Trek, like, 3D printing is literally how you get fucking replicators. And they already know they can already 3D print protein. That's crazy.
Well, and they're starting to be able to figure out, did you see they were able to teleport matter from space down? Like I think the Chinese or the Koreans did it or something. Like 2 or 3 years
and there
ago.
also is a test that we
like
did that's related to our off-world vehicles that are now disclosed.
Yeah, I'll take an off-road Honda Accord for $3,000.
No, you won't. That's $80,000.
Come on, man! I just want some Element 13 for my Honda.
Yeah. No. JJ's What Alcohol Content says, I'm hearing the 5G phone is going to give me brain cancer. Well, all phones irradiate you. It's just the radiation is so low, it's not going to affect your lifespan.
Yeah, so it would take 4 lifetimes to give you that brain cancer.
No Diggity says, most countries will revoke the certificate of occupancy of a house if it doesn't have water, sewer, and electric hookups, even if you have your own septic tank, well, and solar energy.
But there are ways around that, right? Like you could probably wire like a tenth
in
of
this
your
country
house.
there are. In some countries there are not.
Yeah, that's fair.
There hasn't been a really good upgrade on batteries since they came out. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
There was like one really good upgrade, and that's why we got cars.
Well, no, I mean the thing is that we don't use. I mean, we use lead acid in cars, I guess, still for like for starting the car, but lead acid is something that's kind of being phased out. You can't even really go get alkaline batteries in the store anymore. Like all the batteries you see on the shelves are lithium ion. So like battery technology has come a long way. The problem goes back to, I mean, we can talk about this next Monday. Actually, is the death of the electric car.
Sure.
Because that's a huge thing.
And
a lot
the birth
people
of the
don't know.
Cybertruck, baby.
Well, a lot of people don't know that back in the early 1900s, electric vehicles were way more prevalent than gas vehicles.
Sure.
And it wasn't till not J.P. Morgan, who was the oil guy?
No diggity says
Rockefeller.
quantum entanglement.
Yeah, it wasn't until Rockefeller decided that he wanted, to sell all of his gas to auto manufacturers that the war of, the battery versus petrol war really kicked off.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do we know about the truth of that off-world vehicle thing? A lot. The Pentagon declassified it. It's not... I don't know what you're asking. Like, look up Pentagon off-world vehicle. It's all there. They declassified it. Tesla's working on a cobalt-free lithium-ion battery. Yeah, that's their big advance. Cheeseburger Pie says it's easy to bypass the electrical meter on a house.
It is. And that's, I mean, if I were going to wire a house up to run like solar and wind, I'd probably have like a tenth of the house wired to whatever the power line was for the energy company, and then the rest would be powered by me.
It's powered by me. Gasoline was originally a byproduct of kerosene production. That's why the International Combustion Engine was sought out. Yeah, that's true.
Actually, it was burned off in fields by the thousands of gallons because they didn't know what to do with it. That's why the first internal combustion engines were made.
That still makes it a byproduct, Tovar.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm just explaining it further. Like,
Yeah.
it was literally just, it was burnt off because it was rubbish.
Actually, you're right, and here's more details.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Is there a description out there besides Vegas? Google it. I'm not like, you have the internet. You're on the internet. They're vehicles of not this world, which means UFOs. What else do you need to know? Basically, it means that Bob Lazar is right, so you can go back and look at everything Bob Lazar says about it because he worked for them. Cheeseburger Pie says that's why we should have done natural gas. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Natural gas is not as easy to wage wars over, though.
Also, you don't get as much horsepower out of an engine when you use natural gas. It's not as efficient.
Well, but that's not really... like. So here's the problem with that logic, is that who knows what it would have been had that been the primary thing we were developing for the last 80, 100 years.
Well, and that's any of those technologies.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why it's really weird, so...
Yeah. Have you seen, so there was an article like 15 years ago that talked about Cuban cars, and I think it was like a Jalopnik article or something, but it basically went through the idea that like Cubans didn't get any new cars after like 1960 or whenever the embargo started. So all of their taxi cabs are just really old American cars that they keep running by any means necessary because they can't get any parts for them either. So they run on old tractor engines. They like have converted some of them to run on kerosene, or some of them to run on natural gas, or any fuel source that they have, at their disposal.
Yeah, that's a lot of places. Like,
Yeah,
Egypt
it's
is
really
like
kind
that.
of cool.
Yeah,
You
there's
just
a
go
bunch
to
of
these places, like, and you get in this old 50s cab, and it's still running, and you know with it, like, nothing's original.
King Kong Dog says we should just use nuclear fission to power houses. Mr. Approachable says what's really scary is they're declassifying and announcing off-world vehicles. That means they've already studied and learned everything they can and perfected the technology in it. Yeah, or or for some reason they know like more are coming. You know, there's like, this is what I have said for a while now. The Space Force, all this other shit, this is all basically a byproduct of they know there's something coming that they're not going to be able to hide from us, so they're getting us prepared. That's what this is. Here's a cool, this is called Keeping Old American Cars Running in Havana. So this is what you were talking about a little bit, Tovar.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
America's 60-year domination lasted until 1959. And today, everywhere one turns in Havana, one sees the rolling relics of that American past. Havana has enough late 50s Bel Airs, Fairlanes, and Packards to make any collector's head spin. They give the city a feeling that somehow time has stopped. The proud owner of this 1956 Bel Air is taxi driver Daniel Ferreira.
It has been with me 32 years. Well, I have a lot of love for the car because this car has been really good and has sustained my family and myself. So on Sundays, I don't work, and I spend 2 or 3 hours of that morning to take care of the car, to make it beautiful, so I can start working again on Mondays. Now, there is no spare parts suppliers. Here, there is nothing for them. The time will come when a car will break down for any reason, and you just have to leave it there, because here, there are no spare parts.
The United States' stifling embargo against Cuba went into effect in October of 1960. Ever since, the key words for Cuban car owners have been cannibalize, refit, and make do. For those who think of ingenuity as a Yankee trademark, imagine trying to keep up this classic without a parts store around the corner.
Right now, I don't have any spare parts to repair the engine. We will see when the car needs repair if we can resolve the problem. But here, you can resolve everything. Here, as the saying goes, the impossible is when you are dead.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, God, Joe
I have something
Biden.
to ask.
No. So, yeah, that's, love this guy in Breaking Bad. Yeah, right?
Who doesn't want a Bel Air with a tractor engine, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is crazy. Mikey Two Milks just sent me a link. Apparently, Atari is coming out with a new gaming console.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's called the Atari VCS. Look at that. They got like a little Xbox controller to it. Look at that little guy. It looks like, look at how retro it looks. I suppose that's a small ass picture. Let's find a better one. Here's a dashboard test from January. It's not though. They're talking about having original content for it. It's a terminal that has retro games in it, but it's also like a net streamer and all that shit too. It's got a dashboard, but yeah, they're talking about actually developing games for it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what some idiot puts on his luggage. I'm going to go change my luggage. Lane, all the links are in Discord, buddy. You got to go into Discord if you want the links. Metal Slug, fuck yeah. It's interesting how much of a like Xbox controller it looks like. It's kind of cool. It's like a retro Roku. Oh, here we go.
Go ahead. Hey, obviously your name, your position at the company.
Hi, I'm Michael Arst, COO of Connected Devices and the Atari VCS for Atari.
So let's talk about what you're demoing here at CES 2020. This product was a very successful Indiegogo, so kind of give us an update of where you've gone from the original crowdfunding phase to where we are today showing off a product.
So obviously the crowdfunding, you're starting with a concept, right? And we thought we had a really solid concept, but it was one of those things where you just don't know. You know, yes, people love Atari. Everybody buys their T-shirts, buys our flashbacks, buys, you know, rubber centipedes, all that good stuff, right? But how will the audience and the fans react to a new Atari device that is very much built for the 21st century? We had a concept. The idea was to create something that was a lot more sort of open and accessible and easier to mod and custom. We looked at what the community that has grown up around Atari over the last 40 years is into, and there's a maker element. There's a lot of people making games still, loading them onto cartridges for the old 2600. There is that 2600 mystique. It evokes such warm fuzzies for, you know, so many of us, you know, who grew up with those games, whether it was, you know, in the arcade, and then obviously just the insane, when you're a kid, the insanity of bringing home those arcade games and being able to play them on your TV and be able to interact with your TV and not just have it, you know, be dumb. Obviously, we all know Atari's legacy in sort of kickstarting, pardon the pun, that, you know, that age of the home console. So we had this concept. We put that teaser out in 2017, a couple weeks before E3, which, you know, by the way, that was the E3 where the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X were being launched, and you know, we were just blown away. I mean, the noise that trailer generated and all the attention that it generated, people were like, what is Atari doing? So we knew we had something there, and obviously we, you know, had a lot of work to do to sort of bring this concept to the point where we felt good enough to put it onto Indiegogo, which we did ultimately in May of 2018. Blew up Indiegogo, and you know, then we were off to the races, off and running. We knew we had to build this thing because of the way the fans reacted to it, and you know, obviously, I'd be remiss if I didn't, you know, sort of acknowledge that there's a lot of people who, you know, are critical of it. But I think that, you know, the more we show what we've been doing, the more we show the direction we're heading, the more we explain it, the more people are understanding. It's not a $300 retro box. That's not what it is. It's a game machine, it's a PC, and it's, you know, open sandbox and streaming, right? So it's a very modern take and interpretation on Atari, and obviously, you know, the way it looks like it's part of the family. The same way a 2019 Mini Cooper looks like it's part of the same family that a 1974 Mini Cooper looks, right? So that was sort of our foundation and where we started. But, you know, ultimately we wanted to make a living room PC game machine that, you know, guys who spend all their day working on a PC all day at their desk want to play games at night. They want to play on their big TV. They don't want to sit at the same desk that they sat at all day working, right? You know what I'm talking about.
No, that speaks to me. No, you know, so I kind of want to talk about the position that your company's in and the design decisions that you've made here. You had to do this delicate balance of staying true to the classic nature of Atari, staying true to the retro fans out there, but at the same time allowing yourselves to take these risks. Can you talk about how being a smaller, more nimble company than some of the bigger players in the console space has allowed you to take these risks?
$49 can get you to breathtaking views and moments you'll never forget, because Southwest has fares one way as low as $49. And you'll experience our enhanced cleaning procedures, big heart, and low fares. Book now at southwest.com.
God, I know. I need to get that
Like
pie
the
hole working real
sandbox,
quick, huh?
Or these things where, or the ability to unscrew the bottom.
Remember
of
when
it
you said you were
easily
gonna do that
and swap
Monday?
out parts. How your company, being a smaller, more nimble entity, allows you to make these choices that maybe your competitors wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a lot easier to turn a motorboat than it is to turn a steamship, right? But the reality is that we really feel like I said earlier in this conversation, the community is out there and it's very established, and you know, look, there's always going to be guys and girls and people out there who want to collect physical cartridges and things like that. There are plenty of machines out there that are going to let them do that. There's still 2600s out there that'll let them do that, and that's fine, and we love those guys and love that legacy. But we also wanted something that would appeal to a new generation of gamers, you know, something that'll play Fortnite but also play Asteroids, right? So by being able to listen to the community and be nimble, as you said, you know, the box that we're showing today has some significant differences from the box that we first put on Indiegogo. First and foremost, upgrading the AMD Ryzen chip was a must for us. We realized that, you know, I
didn't get high. It just didn't work with what I have. I'd have to undo my monitor and bring it all the way over there and all that shit, and I just don't have the setup to do that. I need to get the wireless one, dick.
The chip that we were using at first was perfectly fine. It was the Bristol Ridge chip. It did a lot of what we needed to do, but we also said this box has to be a lot more future-proof. This box has to have 4K.
Controller is definitely
This box has to have
Xbox.
60 frames per second for streaming.
Well,
because that's the direction.
Or
a lot of
it
people are
actually
going
looks
at.
more to me like the Nintendo Switch Pro Pad one, which is an Xbox-ish one, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the one that like I just gave you and comparing it, they look. I mean, it's identical.
Look
Even
up the
ATX and
Nintendo
Y.
Switch Pro gamepad. I guarantee you that's what it was styled after. And the only reason is because of where the offset stuff are, because both of those controllers are like a compromise between the Xbox and the PlayStation. Like, that's the whole kind of thing. But here's the thing. Tempest 4000, into that. I love Tempest.
No, the whole system looks really cool. I love the retro look.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it looks way cooler than like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah, well, and like they're starting with retro, but there's going to be development for new games is what they're talking about now. And this demo...
Oh, for sure.
This demo's from like January, I want to say. Yeah, late January. So here, go back.
No way you wouldn't be able to
I
get
don't have to tell you guys,
for,
there's
like,
a lot of big
GTA
companies
and all the big
putting a lot of
games
money
on it,
into
you know?
game streaming, right? And so video streaming, game
Oh, you'd
streaming,
probably
it's
be able to play
very
Rocket
similar.
League.
We needed a box that, you know, would still be valid 5 years from now. And that ties into a little bit of what you said about the upgradability too. So the upgradability, it's going to work great right now.
So
and
Tovar,
it's,
this is where I think this thing will really accelerate. Is they're designing it from the ground up to just be upgradable like a PC. So rather than having to buy a new console every 5 years, you can just buy a new graphic card.
Well, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not the
you buy
Wii U
yourself a-
controller cheeseburger pie. The Wii U controller is the ugliest thing ever. Shut the fuck up. All right, back in.
You buy yourself a base system and then you just upgrade it over time. I mean, that's the way I've always done it when I was a kid.
Right, and that's kind of what they're bringing here, which is kind of cool.
similar. We needed a box that, you know, would still be valid 5 years from now. And that ties into a little bit of what you said about the upgradability too. So the upgradability, it's going to work great right now in its standard configuration. And, you know, we've showed you games that are running on it that are, you know, demanding.
Yeah, no, I kind of have a question about how the iteration occurred on the hardware and the software side. Were there times where you're like, this product needs to do X, Y, and Z from a software standpoint, and then you went to the hardware? Or was it one of these things where when you were in the lab working on the industrial design and the specs of the product that you realized, oh, we could put Windows on this, we could put Linux on this. At what point did you decide that Sandbox was going to be a thing? And like, when did these, I guess, in the genesis of the product, like, where did all these things kind of fall into place to lead to where it is today?
I mean, the open platform concept was there from the start. I mean, we were talking about that from 2017 when we first conceived this thing, and that was one of the things that we think got people excited, right? So that notion of an open platform has always been there. But we also knew that there's going to be a huge amount of purchasers and users who are just going to want to get into the Atari ecosystem and play around there, shop in our store, play the games that are there, play our games, play other games, maybe jump over to Antstream, jump over to some of the other games that we think will end up here, and wanted to sort of give the best of both worlds. And that, we think that's one of the things we stuck to right from the start and still lives today. And as we've demonstrated, before this interview, some of the things that we've shown you, it's absolutely been a part of the DNA of this project and this product from the start.
Talking about the best of both worlds, you have two very different input devices that are going to be shipping with this product. One is a modern gamepad, and kind of like the Xbox One style of product, and then the other is a reimagination of the joystick.
Yeah.
You talk about how you folks went
really cool,
about
the joystick.
iterating upon the joystick and kind of reimagining it with that trigger button or with the lighting, like all these different things that you did to make it still feel like, when I held that, I felt like I was holding the original controller. It gave me that same nostalgic feeling, but it also feels like a new 2020 product. You talk about the design iteration of both the controller products.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll make a deal. I'll talk about this guy for a second while your colleague goes over and grabs.
See how the actual, it's actually closer to a PlayStation controller. See how the analogs are down towards the bottom? They have 3 analogs on this motherfucker. It's so cool.
I saw 2 analogs and 1 D-pad.
Is that a D-pad? I thought that was another analog.
No, it's a D-pad.
Why do we even have a D-pad? Why aren't there 3 analogs? God damn it. That's my design.
The joystick, because we don't have one here.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is Xbox.
And then we can talk about that. But anyway, so this one obviously, yeah. I mean, everybody's seen it.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm
It looks
looking
like
at that,
this.
I just see
we gave it
I
a
have a
couple
black
of
controller,
cool
so it
Atari
looks just like a complete. That looks like an Xbox controller to me.
touches. Fire is always red in Atari language, right? So we made that trigger red. Obviously up here, echoing the classic design. The orange light in a dash that sort of echo the old controllers. But obviously there's a lot of games that you just need all the multiple inputs of a modern controller, or there's people who just they remember the claw cramp from the old CX40 and they just want the new one, which is fine, and we love the new one. And the new one came out great. It's got great feel, people love it. It's a good, I hate to use the word generic, it's a good standard modern gamepad type controller. It'll work with PC games, it'll work obviously on our console, work in a lot of places, and works really well. And that's the Atari VCS modern controller. So this is the guy you were really excited about. This is.
I'm excited about both of them.
Well, no, but this is our new. This is the guy you were really excited about. This.
So that's kind of cool looking right there. So it's a little bit closer together. It's got its own unique stuff on there. I'll give it that. Like it's interesting when you watch, because so this versus. See how far away these are? Here, we'll get this all set up. I just want to...
Looks like there's 2 extra buttons on the Nintendo remote.
Yeah, there are. It's the home and the stream button or share button. Just trying to get the...
Are you looking up the Xbox controller right now?
Yeah, I'm putting them all together so we can go back and forth right now. So
Here, let me make small talk while Corey works. Hi, everybody.
yeah, hey, how's it going?
How's the world doing?
They can all watch me. I don't care.
Watch Corey contemplate the meaning of controllers.
Wait, I got this.
Okay, here we go.
Contemplating controllers. All right, let's. It actually, I gotta say, upon looking at it close up, it actually looks more its own thing than I thought it did.
It does, but it's still a pretty generic controller. Like,
well, but that guy flat out said it's a generic controller.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, you know, and you got like, what's really cool though is this fucking joystick, man. It's crazy. All right, so. Where the fuck did that go? I hate this. There we go. All right. Sorry. Should have been more prepared for this thing I just stumbled on. We'll use the black.
Yeah, how dare you not have scheduled frickin' time for this thing you just learned about?
Yeah. Well, I like shit like that though. I like ugh, that is an ugly ass controller.
We're just learning about stuff with everybody else. It's like a joint you're just learning.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so this is the Switch controller, right? So that's the Switch like Pro gamepad. And now notice how that is literally it's the Xbox controller, but they leveled everything in and moved the analog down to make it feel more like the PlayStation controller. So it's like a direct, like, in between, right? But so for like ever, there's your Xbox controller. There's your PlayStation controller. These are the two models. And it's funny because you look at that one and it's like just a little bit further out with more buttons. I guess it's closer to the Xbox one, but like, these are the two industry standards, right? And that's kind of where everything goes. But now, like, if you look at this one, it's very weird. It's like, it's very generic. But this is the heavy hitter. Look at that guy. JJ's Blood Alcohol content. I remember when controllers were a joystick and one button. Well, that's what this is. That's a reimagining of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Look at how cool that is. Like, I like that better than the other one. I mean, that's like, it looks modern, but it still looks like the old Atari. I mean, that's the thing about Atari is that, like, even, I remember when the Jaguar came out. Like, the thing about Atari is that they were the first real mega power in video games. So every time a new product by them comes out, you're going to get people excited because there's so much history there. And if you're reimagining the old fucking interface, I mean, like, look at that shit. That's so cool. And even this is pretty decent. I like how the red as the fire buttons. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, and they're still a programming company, so they still have all kinds of games that they make. So these boxes are gonna have their own legitimate, like.
Well, but they're also at this point. They're a console company too. They made 4 because they had the Atari Lynx, which was their handheld. They had the Jaguar, and then they had, 4 versions of the 2600? And now they're coming out with this. I mean, like, they're
retro game consoles for a while, but I mean...
But they weren't retro. I'm saying they were the first company that have multiple editions of a console.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, they haven't really made anything for, like, 35 years, though.
That's not true. The Jaguar was less than 35 years ago.
So when's the last gaming system they made?
I think like 20 years ago, though. I mean, like, still a while. Yeah, I think.
Was Jaguar in 2000?
I think it was a little bit later. Let me see.
Yeah, I guess the Jaguar went completely over my head.
Oh, Jesus, 93. Never mind.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's the Jaguar controller. Check that out. You ever see one of those?
No.
Yeah, that's
I
a
was on
Atari
the-
Jaguar.
I was on the Sega by '93.
My buddy had one, and they had some fun games, but like that controller was a fucking nightmare.
Yikes! What the hell is that?
So for almost every game, they would only use A, B, and C. But the idea was that when you needed to punch in numbers for like different codes and stuff, so you know how like when you would reload your passwords and shit, the idea was having a keypad there,
Yeah.
but it made the controller completely unfucking touchable.
You'd have to have like monster hands and be able to have that comfortable in your hand. That's really dumb.
Mr. Approachable says most consoles just pump out the newest version as fast as possible with no huge upgrades for a larger price, like Atari step back. That's not true at all. Like Xbox and PlayStation, for all the faults of both of those companies, they've held up development of like PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox. What is the new one called? I don't even know. Xbox Next one? I don't know. What's
No,
the new
the
Xbox
One
called?
X.
One
no,
X?
No, that's not the one. No, it's the Xbox X or whatever the heck.
X,
it is.
okay.
Yeah.
I hate Xbox for like their fucking console names, like alone. Like fucking just call it 1, 2, 3, man. It's fine. Or call it Super Xbox. You know, like keep it simple. Like rename it or keep the tag simple. But like this fucking like 360 One X, like that doesn't make any chronological sense. You know, like you look at the PlayStations and it's 1 through 5. You look at the Nintendos, it's like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube. Like they all have different names.
Hey man, they can call it whatever they want as long as they keep pumping out Forzas.
Yeah, right. Which I can be able to play with you on a computer when the new one comes out.
Thank God, man. Like that's why I got you a controller. If you got Forza, I'd play.
I'm gonna
with you
need a
today.
different controller for that one though.
No, are you?
Yeah, I think so. I could probably
Oh,
assign
for
it
the
to that on the computer end, but I think that it might be if I had the console, whatever. But all right, so let's go back to watching this Atari thing. There's still a few more demos that's pretty cool, but I just like it's kind of cool, man. I really enjoy this more than I thought I would.
I'm excited about both of them.
Well, no, but this.
What? Okay, that was on the video.
This is our new, what we're calling the Atari Classic controller. So this.
Oh, you motherfuckers!
Deadline tomorrow, and your computer just.
Hi, I'm over here. La la la.
Basically, form factor is very familiar, right, for Atari followers and fans. But what this one has added is a few things. First and foremost, we added, and this was something that was not there originally on the Indiegogo. People said, well, how do I play paddle games? And we, in the back of our minds, always knew we were going to work this in, but paddle and steering wheel are here. You can probably hear it. We also replaced the old paint, orange paint, with some lights that will also react to different inputs from the game. So the optimized Atari games that are coming in the vault will be updated to work with this controller and give us some of this feedback. There's also haptics in here, so you'll feel the rumble. So if your ship blows up, you're gonna feel it. Your asteroids
have a
blow up,
rumble
you're gonna
pack,
feel
fuck
it.
yeah.
We added the traditional menu and back buttons that you see on modern controllers, and then we also added the extra trigger here because this was part of the old claw problem, right? So you can remap fire to this if you want, a little bit more comfortable. Everything about this thing just really, even the dish here just gives you a little bit more grip. The way we decided to put the feet on it give you some grip. So yeah, it's not technically an ergonomic one like the other gamepad is, but we did the best we could with what it is. But what's really exciting about this is for modern arcade games, and when you put the Atari VCS and you put this controller, obviously the modern controller, but you put tools,
Bullprop,
toolbox
reset your thing.
into people's hands and creative people's
Just
hands.
hit refresh.
What will they come up with? That's what we're really excited to see because, again, that's part of the Atari heritage and DNA nowadays. There's so much creativity out there creating new games for old systems. Now, here's a new system, a lot more capabilities, but hey, you're still going to have the joystick that has a little bit more limitations, fewer buttons, but what will they come up with? What will all the fans and the devs build to make this guy, relevant again. And we think, like you said, first and foremost, it had to feel good. It had to have a lot of really good qualities so that, people want to develop for it. People pick it up, and when creatives come in and we meet with them and they pick this guy up, they're like, I want to make a game that works with that, and that's really been, really fun to experience and to have conversations about.
So talking about the games on the platform, there's a lot of different ways to experience games on this device.
Yes, sir.
With the Vault, and Stream, and then also the ability to install Steam or Epic Game Store on Windows and run it in Sandbox.
Windows, Ubuntu, Chrome, you can put whatever operating system you want on it. It's pretty easy. So I'll just very quickly flip through this for a second. So if you go to the store, you will see that we've got things like, sorry, I didn't go down far enough. Or did I not go over enough? Hang on, forgive me, I don't remember where we put things. So there you go. So you can see we're going to make it easy to link over and access other operating systems. You'll need a USB that's big enough to store it. You'll plug it into the front. You'll go to the, in the case of Windows, you have to buy it, obviously, but, the two Linux builds, operating systems, you'll be able to download, install, and the way the box works is if the thumbstick or the USB or the drive is in there and it's plugged in when you boot it up, it'll boot to that. Simply get out of it.
That's awesome.
Take the stick out, and you're back in the Atari.
That's so awesome.
Well, I think
there's a couple more steps than that, but it's
look at
pretty
that
simple.
hardwood finish on it too. Like they did a lot of things with this to make it feel really nostalgic. Bull prop. This guy's being so honest, it's refreshing. Like what? Oh, when he's not trying to sell, he's just telling you that this is pretty generic, this and that. Yeah, pretty cool, right?
What I think's really interesting though is that yes, you have your own launcher, but at the same time, because you support Windows and Linux and all these other operating systems, you support Epic Game Store, you support Game Pass, and
see, and that's where Tovar, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
So that's where I think this system is going to thrive, right? It's Sandbox, which is like a company that does like open interface stuff, right?
Yeah.
So unlike all these other people in the game, they're going to support everything. So if it's not a name brand Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo product, you'll be able to run it on the Atari VCS.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you'll be able to be like, oh, you want to play Xbox today? Cool, just hang on. Let me grab this USB that I have that runs Microsoft.
Right.
Oh, you want to play...
And it's Linux, so it's fully customizable.
Right. Like, let me go grab my PlayStation stick or whatever. You just plug in whatever console you want to play with.
And more importantly, you can pipe in whatever drive you want, so you can actually boot it like a computer. So you can have, like, anything you want. Like, you could have your fucking internet, like, browser on a thumb drive, pop it in, and then have a whole separate computer. I think this system's kind of slick.
Well, and everyone, like, if you have a family, everyone has their own little thumb drive.
Right. Like, you can literally give everybody their own thumb drive, and then they come up to the interface, they pop in the thumb drive, and then
it's a different system for everybody.
Right, and then if they fuck up or do anything weird, they've only fucked up their thumb drive.
Yeah. Well, and you want to ground them or take their privileges away. If you got kids, you just take away that thumb drive.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Theory, that's what I said. In theory,
I just can't get over how modern and retro this thing looks at the same time. Like the design, they really did a lot of heavy lifting.
Well, that's what's cool about it. Like Audrey was talking about how, because we have a lot of vintage stuff in our house, and it would just blend in way more with the decor in our home because it just looks like it belongs there.
Right.
That's the open platform, right? You can do whatever you want with this hardware. It's your hardware. Customize it if you want. Live in the Atari world, which we obviously expect a lot of people to do. Play games, watch videos. There's a lot of things that you can do here, and we're really excited. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think there's a lot of activity out there. Obviously, big corporate consoles coming this year. A rework of the Switch is coming. There's some other retro flavored things.
Look at the way that like divots down. God, that just looks good. I love the
I think we're
design.
going to surprise a lot of people. I think there's a lot of activity out there. Obviously, big corporate consoles coming this year. A rework of the Switch is coming. There's some other.
Look at that. Look at that dip. God, that looks fucking awesome.
What's the price point going to be?
Looks like $399.
$399 for an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a computer. Not
Yeah,
bad.
not bad.
Retro flavored things coming, but we're trying to inhabit a nice little niche that sort of gives people a lot of flexibility, a lot of creativity, gives them obviously the nostalgia factor that we want, because obviously retro.
Look at how like clean that panel looks, though. I mean, this is like, I don't even care. Like,
a lot of flexibility,
obviously,
a lot
I
of
care about
creativity,
what it does,
gives them
but like, I mean,
obviously the
look at that.
nostalgia factor.
That is fucking crazy. That's a fucking work of art right there. Yeah, wood grain. Balls Deep donates for the wood grain. Yeah, get some bits, you guys. I don't want to turn into Aaron and hassle you too much, but bits and subs and all that, right? Did I do it right? Am I promoting Twitch correctly? Well, hi guys, welcome to the show. Please give some bits and subs. Go. Like that? Look at that, though. God, that is fucking sexy machine.
That we want, because obviously retro, now is a good time to be Atari, right? Because retro is really in. You see it in fashion, you see it in vehicles. I mentioned Mini Cooper, right? People like that. Mini Coopers, Mustangs, they just go on forever, right?
And with respect to retro games and just games in general, right now you have you kind of shown us the current vision. With like Switch, we've seen these collections of games. Is this something where?
I absolutely recommend
motherfucker.
Sensodyne Sensitivity
I
and
gotta
Down.
get that fucking pie. I'm doing that today, I think. God damn it. 2? Oh, God. I'm gonna be so glad when you guys are fucking dead. Dead!
Different publishers and dev houses down the road, once you have the platform up and running, to see, because this can obviously run games that are higher fidelity than Atari games. So it seems like there's so many retro game platforms that you guys can tap into down the road, either being it on your Atari platform or through Steam or whatever. It's like you talk about the opportunity of how many different retro fans could actually end up playing this.
Well, yes. I mean, the answer is yes. But it's one of the reasons why we knew that one of the first deals we needed to do was with our friends at Antstream. Those guys, by spring, should have. They're saying they'll have as many as 2,000 games ready to go when the box comes out, when our box comes out. So that's really exciting, because right out of the gate, all these games that you remember from all these different platforms, they're going to be available and ready to go. Moving on from there, the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, in theory, obviously somebody who's really adept at it could get a lot of Nintendo games to work on here. Can we one day have a relationship with them where we've got Nintendo games as a native app? I sure hope so, but we got to walk before we run. I mean, the priority for Atari that has been there from day one with this project has been build a quality foundation that, not that we want it to last another 40 years, but look at the legacy we're dealing with, right? We have to have a box that is bomb-proof, no issues right from the start, a couple of basic controllers, and from there, if that all works the way we know it will, then in theory, sky's the limit. We start putting these things into the hands of creative people and consumers, and I think there's a lot that can happen, and it's exciting. And look, the Atari name gets us in the door, but you got to walk the walk. And if we walk through that door and the product isn't solid, none of the other things can happen.
Well, wasn't Nintendo a third-party dev originally?
Yes, they were. Absolutely.
You might still have some contacts over there.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Atari. So part of the reason this is the current iteration of Atari, is kind of scrappy fighter type. We came from a really tough situation in 2013. The previous iteration ran itself into the ground. The current ownership was previous ownership. They came back. They knew the value of it. They built it up. Fred Chenet, our CEO, is a brilliant guy, great guy to work for, understood what...
I don't know what the numbers are, but I know at one point Atari had changed hands like 3 times in a year. Like, it's weird how it's a product that people keep selling.
Needed to be done to clean things up, get the company profitable, start making games again, and that's been happening.
It's just a name,
it's really
it's a name that
successful
can go
some
somewhere
of the
if
recent
someone put the
games.
right effort
There's
into
more
it.
things coming, more exciting things coming, and the games division is run by Jean-Marcel Nicolai, who comes from Disney, previously with Atari, phenomenally talented guy, also great guy who understands what needs to happen. But at the same time, Atari was always a hardware company too. And that was one of the things that Fred always wanted to make sure came back to Atari as well. So, doing licensed things is great, but having an Atari game system, we've used the word console a couple of times in this discussion, but we really tend to try and not use that word because to us, console has kind of finite borders. It's a walled garden of sorts. The other consoles aren't going to let you have the freedom and the flexibility that we've built into it from day one. Not that there's anything wrong with that strategy. They obviously do incredibly well. We're not trying to compete with those guys. What we wanted to do was create something that was fun and easy and accessible and open, like I said over and over, and also that felt like it was a continuation of that Atari legacy. So, the styling is one thing, the naming of it, calling it a VCS, but that's what it is. It's a video computer system. It's a computer that you interface through your television, right? And that's why we felt that name resonated. 800 and 400, that's an homage to the old computers, right? In our case, it's a designation keyed to the RAM, but still, all of those things sort of go into that stew pot. There's some nostalgia in there, but again, the device had to be modern and it had to be solid, and it is. I mean, the device has been nothing but fun for us to work on. I mean, look, anything worthwhile is a lot of hard work, and we've certainly been working very hard on it, but we're really excited with where it's going and how it's looking, and we're excited to launch this spring, launch ahead of some of the other guys that we've talked about, which will be exciting. Again, let Atari get our foot in the door, and let's see what happens.
So do you have the price points available, and is there a release date or is it a window right now?
It's a window, really. I mean, we have plans to start shipping in March. We've always had that. We're still on that track right now. We haven't set a specific date, but March can mean you've got 31 days to work with, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're still on track for that. There's a couple of things that have popped up. We've been very candid with our backers. We thought we were going to get the Indiegogo backers their product in December, but we didn't feel like we were ready to give them
that's the other thing about all this is that this whole thing was crowdfunded.
their product. We want, for us, the testing and all the work you do in the final stages before mass production is the most important work. And we, like I said a couple of times already, are prioritizing quality and making sure that this thing is a phenomenal piece of equipment first and foremost. It's not going to do everything, but have it be the best Atari VCS it can be. And like I said, then we've got a firm foundation, a firm platform. So yes, we're still tracking on that. So right after CES, we're headed right back to the factory to finalize all the preparations for mass production. It's kind of a race against things like Chinese New Year, things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy couple of months, but crazy good. I mean, there's a lot of progress, and just the engineers have just, like I said earlier, been exacting, like just everything that they could possibly impact positively they have. And so we've got a board that is simplified and streamlined. We've got, we've been able to reduce, parts, capacitors and resistors here and there. The machine is running cooler and more efficiently than it ever has before, than the initial ones did. And and we're just, looking forward to that day where we can flip the switch on mass production, get the first batch out to our Indiegogo folks, get the rest out to retail, and we think it's going to be exciting. We're really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. So price point, and where can we buy it?
So price point. So there's a base model that starts at $249. That's the Atari VCS Onyx.
Oh shit! So they have a base unit that starts at $249. That's crazy.
400, or Atari VCS 400 Onyx, I should say. That's at $249. That's just a base unit with 4 gigs of RAM that will do just about everything, and then obviously everything is upgradable. The high end is the bundles, which are at $389 for. There's a black walnut bundle, which is the wood face. That's available on
$389 for a bundle.
On AtariVCS.com. There's a Onyx, which is the black and red one, which is available at GameStop.com. There is a Carbon Gold, which is a very cool carbon fiber that is available at Walmart.com right now, and more retailers and more regions to be announced very soon. We're having a lot of meetings here at CES with retailers, distributors, different hardware folks, and there's a lot going on right now. So it's juggling.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your team's attention to detail when it comes to product. This presentation really floored me, so it was really nice to see.
Thank you. I really appreciate the kind words. That's music to our ears, right?
Okay.
I just want to know, can I go buy an Atari right now?
You can. If you go to AtariVCS.com, they are available for pre-order.
I think I bought my Apple TV too soon.
Yeah, right. Because it could have been an Atari.
Anyone want to buy an Apple TV?
Oh, yeah, and here's the trailer. Remember Missile Command? So the other thing that's kind of interesting about this Atari is they have a bunch of new games that they've retooled and redone. Do you remember Missile Command, Tovar?
I used to love me some Missile Command, yes.
So that's one of their launch titles, and it's called Missile Command Recharge. So here, I got the trailer right here for you.
Yeah. I think I saw a preview of it in that video too.
So that's kind of the whole thing with this. That's kind of cool. Is like they have.
That looks badass,
doesn't it though? And here's the cool thing that's super awesome is like because they're doing a VCS, they're gonna have all these games that like it's on the Switch. Like you can get these games other ways, but like they're gonna have them all housed in the same area. It's fucking crazy. I don't like that music. That music can fuck right off. Then it's also got your classic like asteroids and shit, and you can still play them with the game controller.
So far, I love everything about this. Like, I might own one by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like a really cool idea, and they like are executing it perfectly. Plus, then it also has all the retro Atari stuff. Tempest right there. Tempest is one of my favorite games of all time. I could play Tempest indefinitely. They had a game for the PlayStation 1 that was a reboot of it called Nitrous Oxide. And it had a Crystal Method. That's kind of cool, too. Did you see that projector? So that's something that they didn't really show, but was shown on the Indigo, is that they have when you're playing the game, they have pixels on the thing, so it'll actually shows the old Atari games like they were on top of the console. You see that?
So is that projected onto the surface? Like, how does that work? That's crazy.
I think they're like LEDs in the console itself.
LEDs in the console itself.
Yeah.
That's not the base model for sure.
No, that's the package one, but you can see it like projects it down. It's super cool. Atari, man.
Wow, man. Just wow.
Just wow. Just wow. It's wacky. It's wacky, wild stuff. Yeah, and they've got 2 packages. It's just kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's a really cool thing, I think. Obey the High Council of Gaming. Obey. Yeah, right? Lane, I would totally get into a game like that, Missile Command, you mean? If they cranked up the strategy elements to like a 12, i.e. upgrading, customizing text. Yeah, but they're like, it's an old game. They're doing a reboot of the old game. What are you talking about? Security Live, get Xcode, and you can install emulators on your Apple TV. Yeah, that's true. All right, what else we got today? I had a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, you guys want to hear the weird ass like Tovar, you want to hear the extreme political ideology rap I came across last night?
Boy, do I.
Yeah, this is Banana Sandwich right here. Here we go. This is a political alignment rap, everybody. Pretty fun.
Hi, I'm Totalitarian Right. I'm the voice of the people. If the people are white, don't mean to get up in your face, but we're getting replaced. Culture war now, let's win this race. Okay, $15, right? That's $1 for every year that she's been alive. Well, I keep telling you, it's not pedophilia, it's a febophilia. Oh, she's only 14? Guess it is pedophilia. Still, it's $1 off, right? Oh, hi, I'm anarchist, right? I don't believe in a state. None of this might makes right. I think market forces should guide the world, and if there's a market for it, I should be able to buy this girl. $13.50 funnel offer. Make me sick. I am the proletariat. You two capitalist pigs will get round up and shot, and I will speak for the weak whether they want me to or not. I am totalitarian left. My side is the best. I realize the last 5 times we tried this, we all starve to death, but I have a really good feeling about the next. I'm anarchist left, and oh fuck, this is not the place for me. How do all these ideologies suck so much? Anyone want some DMT? I'll have some. Here. You, not for free. How do you expect to stimulate the economy? Okay, first things first. Fuck you. What did I do? Second, you want to crush people through the state. I mean, yeah, sure, the state is great. You claim to want equality, but how can that be when the state is controlling how equal you can be? And third, fuck you! And fourth, you're not even an anarchist, dude. You expect to keep the people in line without a state? Please. At least the 3 of us aren't contradictory. What? This guy claims to be an anarchist, but fetishizes cops. Hey, if cops can be bought, then cops are great. They're only bad when they're used as tools of the state. Ugh, clearly you're the side most deserving of hate. Are you fucking kidding me? There's a Nazi in the Northeast. I do not see what you mean. This guy's a treat. Stop whining about tyranny. You'll never achieve anything with anarchy. I only keep you around because you shut their speech down. There should be no platform for government or Nazis. There the left goes again, threatening my free speech. I just want you to hear my important ideas. I'm not gonna listen to a fucking Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. That's simply untrue, though I will say, not a big fan of the Jews. Globalists. He means globalists. What? No, I don't. Work with me here! You're clearly a Nazi! I'm more of a race realist, white identitarian who believes in strong government. Sure, totalitarian, but I don't want genocide. I just want an ethno-state. What if people don't want to leave? Then we have a genocide and it's great! This is why I can't associate with you. Agreed. Come near me and it's World War II too. We both know there's a pipeline between you and me, and you seem embarrassed by how much we agree, and all you do is complain, you goddamn hippie. You think everyone can just get along, but the truth is ruthless. You're ruled by the strong. wrong. Exactly, which is why we need to stop this wanton destruction of capitalist rot. You send your workers to die in early graves. The working class are your working slaves. Wait, what's wrong with slaves? Slaves are fine. Listen, dude, this is not the time. Why do you think we need a state to do it? Yeah, don't tread on me, man. Ugh, screw it. Why are you like this? Why are you on my team? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you forget? Everything you have is made by capitalists. It's not a state. It's cold hard cash that builds your roads and feeds your cats. Everything you're saying is utter bullshit. It's not a system of oppression just because you're bad at it. It is. You perpetuate a racist system. Capitalism is colonialism. Colonialism is racism. What's wrong with racism? Please shut the fuck up. There you go again, saying I see race. How can you say that shit with a straight face? The only color that I see is green. Greed is the only way to true equality. Capitalism is destroying Mother Earth. You fascists prioritize human life under net worth. There the left goes again, calling everyone fascist. Yeah, it's very hurtful. You're actually fascist. See, this is what happens when you don't have a state. Everyone just degenerates. That's right. Wait, why am I agreeing with you? Your ideologies killed millions. Okay, true, but I didn't mean it. At least the people I kill are people I'm trying to. The only people that you kill is you. Says the person whose hero put a bullet through his brain. Come here, fascist scum, feel some communist pain. Guys, centrist here. All of this extremism is causing me fear. Isn't there something everyone can just find together and agree on? Not with them. They are the first to go. I'm not engaging in discourse with these people. There's no way I'm getting along with them. Come on, there must be something. I mean, think about it. The supporters of all of you guys have anime profile pictures. That's degenerate. But, yes they do. See, isn't that enough to bond the four of you? Ugh, get out of here, you neoliberal scum. Yeah, go preach peace to someone. I bet this cuck watches mainstream news. Ugh, who the fuck watches mainstream news? Wait, you guys hate the centrists too? I thought it was just me that thought that centrists were shit, but I guess we all hate the moderates. You all still get the bullet, though. Can we get the gas chambers prepared for these three? I will bash all of your skulls in. I keep telling you, it's a fabophilia.
Pretty funny. I don't know. It made me laugh when I saw it. I'll pop that in the show chat.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, isn't that great? That guy, so that guy is called Jay Reg, and he is he's a comedian / political commentator out of Canada. And so the fact that he's doing this, and he has 4 characters, which they showcase there, but like he has them interact all the time, and it's a really funny dynamic a lot of the times. The rap is a good intro, so pretty crazy. That was pretty fucking cringe, actually. Well, how about you write a better political rap, you fucking naysayer up on your mountaintop? Also, it wasn't cringe. It was pretty good. You just don't understand it. If Tovar and I are agreeing that a rap song is good, it's probably good. FYI. Yeah, the end was pretty awesome. It was fairly cringe.
That's pretty fair. You like terrible rap.
You like terrible rap. Eugene goes, I was about to bitch about the guy sitting on the road, and it turned out to be my boss's boss's boss. Yeah, that's how that goes. Okay. Where are we at? Jesus Christ, the show went quick. Okay, challenge accepted. Former aspiring musician, but I don't do rhymes. Then it's going to be hard to rap. I don't know. I don't think it's that low. Like, you guys are just being pricks. Like, you make a rap video that's better. Fucking, God, I hate naysayers, Tovar. They piss me off. It's like, you're just on your fucking mouth. You can't see how funny that is and how much writing went into that. Oh, he's not a good
also
rapper.
How accurate it was.
Deal. Right, but that's the thing, is now they're, oh, he fucking, the rhymes, this, that. Yeah, he's probably not a rapper. He's a political commentator. Like, where's a better political rap not named Remy? Like, pricks. You're all pricks. You hear me? Oh, this is kind of funny, actually. So I found this.
broken.
This made me laugh way harder than I thought it would. This is a little MMA content today. I don't know who the fuck made this. This is on Vidigio. It's just some guy that was playing, like, he plays around with graphics. It's kind of like jib jab stuff. You ready, Topher?
As I'm gonna be.
Connor, don't throw those fucking hands. Connor. No. Oh, we got him in the back. Fist again. Right on top of the action. And attacking someone in the crowd. Total chaos. Oh, my goodness. Big shot. Again with a combination. And I think, that is so stupid and so unnecessary and so foolish.
Dana White in there trying to restore order.
And Connor. Got caught with the left hand. With the left.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
It is all over. History has been made.
This is a great place to set the trap. He's coming up here to sun himself. Beautiful basking area. He's female just up there. We'll set a trap pretty close by.
How's these flies? Look at right in the eyes. It's so dry and hot out here, the flies are coming into my eyes for a drink, any form of moisture.
It's just quick and stupid. I don't know. Just cracked me up. I don't even know how I found it, but, like, it's pretty great. And this is the... This guy just has a bunch of, like, Connor attack videos that are fake. They're so funny.
Here we go! Southpaw against Southpaw. Well, Connor will smoke.
Right here, the hardest hitting 145er, right here. Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! What the heck? I can't believe what I just saw.
We'll see if he's got one final flurry here.
Outstanding! Wow. What a way to get things started.
Woo, these guys are just standing right in front of each other.
Finish him!
Incredible performance.
Connor, don't throw those fucking hands. Connor.
The greatest knockout you'll ever see!
Oh my goodness.
Oscar stiff as a board!
Oh my goodness.
Bread!
Oh my goodness.
And it hit a fan, Mike.
I fucking love these things, man. Hold on, we missed the crawling. Yeah. So this guy makes a bunch of these, and they're I'll pop the link in here for you guys. Oops. There's a lot of throw that in the show talk. Yeah, Vigio, it's called. This is the same guy that made all those RKO videos, if you've ever seen those.
You can see how comfortable on the feet McGregor is.
Hold on.
You can see how comfortable on the feet McGregor is.
It's unbelievable. Look at the angles. He circles. He can fight going forwards. He can fight going backwards. Look at that uppercut. Wow!
Oh!
That is exactly why he's so dangerous, Mike. And he took some big shots.
He's out! He's out!
Not out!
He wasn't out!
He wasn't
Oh my
out!
God! Look at that right hand! Boom! Right to the side of the head! Unbelievable! What a huge knockout!
Chuck Liddell reacts. Look at him. Chuck looks like he's drunk. I guess he's man enough. Where did Orton even come from?
Total chaos here. It looks like UFC security has... Whoa!
No!
And he's going right at Dylan Diaz. Mayhem! All hell has broken loose.
This is crazy.
Watch yourself. Watch
Well, Conor McGregor showed you the championship heart tonight. He had a few moments in the middle of this fight, but as many expected for all his...
They're just great, right? There's like one other one. Hold on. I gotta find him. This guy does a bunch of these videos and they're all real good. Yeah,
in
here it is.
Peytonville, there's lots of ways to say.
You guys are going to love this one. This one's really funny. I did. It's all in the show talk. You have to go to the Discord to get the links. Everything we watch on this show is in Discord. Here, I'll even do this. Go over to Discord. It's in the show links, bro. Here we go.
Helicopter ride, okay? Right? Let's give them a helicopter ride, okay? Right? Good.
You're fucking a white male!
Explain to me how Trump is like Hitler.
Yeah, the Randy Orton ones are great, for sure. There was one more that I was looking at. Hell yeah. Thanks for the bits. Try and find this. Wait for it.
Is on the...
Right. There we
Randy
go.
Orton is on the prowl. The WWE Championship and now the champion Sunday! Attitude adjustment on the floor! I don't like the
of Randy Orton right now. Watch this again. Oh boy, this is getting dangerous. Superplex. Take another look at this superplex. Oh my gosh. That is your
pretty great.
world champion. Randy Orton in deep trouble here. We're back live on Monday Night Raw. Look out, Randy. He's gonna do it. Randy Orton.
Wait, hold on. Aaron went on?
Oh, he's caught. Sweet chin music. Almost flopped into the arm.
Oh, shit.
In that last series. Oh, no. The gentleman. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, did he do it? Did he get it? Oh, my God.
Let's go step in. We'll see what he's up about. Should we go watch? Fuck yeah, let's. He's already off the air. He went on and then off again. Whoa, I'm not subscribed anymore. Crazy. Oh, yeah, just dumb. Yeah, the internet needs it. Must be rating stuff. He's having technical difficulties. Oh, yeah. All right, well, whatever. That'll happen, baby. Let's, Tova, are you still in here?
I am. I'm getting ready to go look at a car.
Okay, we're going to do one or more things here. Do you want to see some funny MMA moments? Do you want to see a Diaz greatest hits? Do you want to see political bloopers? Or...
Hi, everybody. Greg Gov...
Or that's it, I guess. We already did that one.
Diaz greatest political bloopers.
That's not an option. Yeah, get that hype train going, guys. We're at 38%. How funny would it be if I complete a hype train while he's experiencing technical difficulties? That would be pretty great. I don't root for these very often, but this is pretty rad.
Hit him where it hurts.
Do you guys want to see... Well, I'll ask you guys. Here we go. All right, do you want to see funny moments in MMA, which is just a compilation of a bunch of different funny moments? Or do you want to see... Like, it's... The funny moments that I have is bad corner advice, and they got some boxing in there, too. Otherwise, I have the Diaz brothers' greatest hits, which is really funny. If you don't know who the Diaz brothers are, it's real fun. And then we have... Oh, shit. Chocolate Milk Banner. Welcome. And then I also have political bloopers, which are mostly George Bush, I guess. Funny MMA. Okay, they're cornermen. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the... We'll do that. Because I keep fucking yawning. Ugh. Here we go. These are just funny-ass corner advice.
Great jiu-jitsu flexibility. Throws standing with his Muay Thai.
Retard strength. That's what they're saying. Retard strength. They keep yelling at him. I guess it's saying that Jason Miller has retard strength and use it. Mark Lehman keeps yelling out retard strength.
Well, he's from Atlanta.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. Okay. We are firemen. Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home.
All right, hype train level 2. Let's go, guys. Keep going.
Flames don't intimidate us. What do we do?
Kurt Munger
we control the flame. We control
Dirty Sparky. What up, Dirty Sparky?
We move the flame where we want to. And then we extinguish them.
I want you to punch a hole in his fucking chest. That's what I want. Everything else is good. Don't get careless. You're looking good.
Let's get that breathing under control, Mr. St. Pierre.
I pulled my groin.
I don't care. I don't care, George. Hey, look at me. This is where champions are made. You understand me?
Yeah.
Nothing matters now. Hit him with your groin. You got my mentality?
Yeah, man. I want you to bop, me. Bop, right hand, okay? Still bop.
What up,
drop
Dirty
your right
Sparky?
hand, okay?
What up, buddy? How are you? We're watching really bad corner advice.
Boy, you ain't paying attention, man.
Fuck yeah, thanks for the sub, Dirty.
There you go.
The more time he can do this, the more he can get his equilibrium back, clear his head.
That's it. Go get some, Donald Cerrone.
Great captain.
I love that.
Go get some Donald Cerrone.
That was hilarious. Waiting on him a little bit. Let's take initiative. Pumps feints. Let's cut him off in the cage though, because he keeps running, right? So get that this motherfucker to the cage, cut that motherfucker off, okay? For sure. And easy. So the first couple shots we're already missing. We know this, right? So let's go cross like one body. Let's find your fucking way in first, okay? Sure. And Jabril with motherfucking feet. Get in his motherfucking singer.
Punch, Matt. Come on, Matt. Let that animal loose already. Come on. Get on your feet, Matt. Get on your damn feet. Come on. Show me the animal, damn it, Matt. Show me the animal. Matt, animal. I want the animal, damn it. Come on, Matt. Matt. Damn it, Matt. What the?
Back him up. Yeah. No, yeah, you can't stand with you. He's got to keep. He's holding you there too long. When you give him his back, just come up, fight his hand, come outside. Like when you got up, just do that every time. Yeah, just come out this motherfucker.
Stand the whole time, and I want you to box this guy up. You got him. Knock his
Jesus
ass out
Craft,
first.
that's awesome.
All right, man.
That's a
You're
great
Nick
name.
fucking Diaz, man.
Keep doing what you just did. You're breaking that hole down. Let the bitch get tired a little bit. All you doing is walking in anyway. He ain't doing shit. You just walking in. Listen, all you gotta do when you get close to the rope, time up, keep up his ass.
We're at 61% on the hype train. Let's go, guys. Get that hype train going. 61%. 2 minutes left.
You're whooping him easy, but I'm saying he's just coming forward. I'm saying you just whooping his ass. Add more hands, a little more go. You doing good. Just like you get what I told you. That's it.
78% with 150 left.
You gonna get him with the right hand. Just keep the jab with him.
That's a lot of pins on that guy's hat.
Got too many boxing skills for that motherfucker. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep that motherfucker on the end of that jab. You can't do shit.
83%, 84%, 130 left.
Let's go to the body on that bitch this time. Let that motherfucker run into something. Don't stop walking. You had his ass then. Don't let the bitch get go confident.
Cough it up. Just take your time.
You gonna give it up then.
So that's some funny stuff. That wasn't the one that I wanted. I fucking put the wrong link, I think. Oh well. 97% of level 2 hype train. Minute left. Let's go. I'm raving so hard. Thank you for all the bits and subs. It's super awesome. I appreciate it. Boom. Cheeseburger Pie. Gifting a sib. Gifted sib. Gifting a sub to Kurt Munger. Hell yeah. Hype. Look at that cup spill over. Level 2 complete. %. 4 minutes and 35 remaining. I guess if we make it through the whole thing, I will stay on a little bit longer. I don't know if I can do a half hour today, but we'll see what we can do. Let's watch some Diaz brothers clips, huh? I love the Diaz brothers.
And the first thing he does, he gets.
Don't punish us. Yeah, I'm gonna punish you.
And the first thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie. He goes, "Stockton, motherfucker! Stockton!" And he starts walking around, "Stockton, mother!" And Robbie's like, "What the fuck is he talking about?
What does that even mean?" Yeah, exactly.
And then the entire time the fight is going on, like, "What, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch?" And then he'd hit him. "Oh, bitch, I just stung you, bitch." And he'd be popping him. And every time, and Robbie Lawler didn't talk back to him, but you could clearly see he didn't anticipate that.
But I don't. And as far as Nick and Nate go, I don't know if that's like a game plan that that's just like their real life.
Just them, yeah.
Like I think if they were on the street, they'd be like, "What bitch talk?" Like that's like real life talk. Like that's what they know.
But it's
like,
still
what bitch? Like that's them. That's them being them. You know what I'm saying?
Ask me something stupid, then I'm gonna answer it with something stupid. And if I hear myself talk something stupid and I'm really pissed off, depressed, and been out of shape about it, I might throw a fucking really serious fit for no fucking reason.
What makes Rafael dangerous, and why are you better?
think that's enough, man. I'm over it. Alright. Make something of that, guys. I'm gonna be good.
What is the game plan going in against him?
The game plan is you go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
It's one of the best things ever.
You know, they're
Wolf
selling
tickets.
y'all wolf
Here comes.
tickets, people. You're eating them right up. George here is selling you wolf tickets. Dana here, he's selling you wolf tickets. The UFC is selling you some wolf tickets. You guys are eating them right up.
Having the experience of your brother fighting him before, what advice did he tell you going in?
He's just like, he knows what I know what I got to do, kind of. I'm not sounding arrogant or like, I know what, but I'm like, I've been cornering
Turn this up a little bit.
Nick since he started, like before the UFCs and stuff, so I get experience there and fighting, training, so just feels like he knows what I should.
Oh, that's
I should do.
awesome.
He's my training partner.
Is he on again?
If he thought I should do something, he'd tell me specifically, but he didn't really. He just trained hard. He says, go beat that motherfucker's ass, don't be a bitch, you know?
There you go. Couldn't have. Nice job. Back to you, Kenny.
Nick, we talked about in order to be as successful in MMA as you are, you have to love the sport so much that you hate it. Can you explain that mentality?
1 minute left. Well, sorry, 1:30 left. 63% of level 3.
That's what that means.
That's a pretty funny. That's a pretty funny rebuttal. They asked him, "Hey, when you said this, what does that mean?" And Nick just looked at the camera and said, "That's what that means." Oh shit! There it goes. Boom. Level 4. Here we come. Sub for chocolate milk Boner. Boner? Was that Boner? I don't know.
What are these? Who makes these questions up? These questions are seriously. This is not like, what are these? These are all tricks. This is all like. I'm low on water, I'm low on calories, I'm low on food, I'm low on energy, and I'm more so than anything low on patience with anything that takes patience.
You didn't win officially, you thought you won. Is change still coming? And what exactly are you, just for the record, smoking?
This is True. It's True, the True Company. It's a CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that.
The best video was he was on the conference call. He's supposed to be fighting Zaromskis, and he's on a conference call, and like he like leans in the conference call. He's like, you know, I'm just I ain't no bitch, you know, I'll fight. I ain't gonna fight. And he steps away from the conference call, and you hear him hit the bong. And then he comes back and he starts doing nunchucks. So while they're on this conference call, he's got the thing on and they're asking him questions. And he's out there fucking doing nunchucks. He's high as fuck.
Her belt as long as she can, and to make sure that she's making her game get better, training harder, and eventually build a team, have students, help her students fighting, just a regular mixed martial arts career.
Could you ask her how, the times that I've seen her obviously hurt.
Where I come from, you know, people like that get slapped.
20 seconds.
Now we can see all the slaps. Slaps are the best.
Look at this. Look at this.
You've never seen anybody do that to Carlos Carter before.
So this coming up here is one of my favorite things that's ever happened. Look at Nate point and laugh after slapping Conor McGregor. God, that's the funniest thing ever. Like, he literally slapped Conor McGregor and then pointed and laughed at him.
You've never seen anybody do that to Carlos Carter before. Stop.
That's literally one of my favorite moments in MMA. Slap and then just Oh. So fucking great. Cheeseburger Pie pulling all the fucking shit. So fucking disrespectful. It's the funniest thing ever. If you're not into MMA, like, that's fine, but the Diaz brothers are real entertaining. Yeah, and they call it the Stockton slap, and they slap everybody they fight. It's fucking hilarious. We're at 3 minutes remaining, 47% to get through level 5, 50%. We're 50% through level 5 with 3 minutes left. Cheeseburger Pie doing all the heavy lifting. That's super awesome. Thank you. It's, shit, 53%. We're going. Yeah, but, like, the Stockton slap is, like, a thing with the Diaz brothers, and it's fucking great. Oh, shit. Irish Mayhem's here. Irish Mayhem 19134. What up, buddy? Top of the day to you. 212 Dustin. Okay. The Diaz brothers, though, I mean, it's pretty fucking hilarious, right? Like, they slapped him and he popped up. All right, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. 57%. Fats McGee. What's up, Fats McGee? Come on, level 5. We're halfway there. Yeah, we're more than halfway there. Choo-choo, bitches. There we go. 60%. 2 minutes left. Aaron's delinquent son. Okay, that's pretty good. Welcome. Add it in. 64% with 142 left. It wouldn't let me gift. Well, then gift it to someone else. Why wouldn't it let you gift them? Do I have too many on the channel or something? That's weird. Should let you gift them. I don't know. Hope Train. High five. Yeah. 123. We're at 1 o'clock. If we hit it, I'll stay on. We got 1 minute 18 left, 68%. If we get through this hype train, I will stay on. If not, I'm leaving. Ooh, those nickel and dimes are gonna work. We're at 68%. Oh shit, 84%. 57 seconds left. Oh, god damn it. There goes Cheeseburger Pie. Fine. God damn you. You fucking assholes. Ugh. Well, we've made level 5. It's like you guys only complete the hype trains when you know it will keep me here and miserable. And I want you to know that hurts me. That hurts me a lot. The only thing that'll make it better is probably just watching some more Diaz clips.
First impressions are really big, you know. People are gonna say what they will about me, but I kind of got to do what I got to do, you know. I had people come up to me and try to shake my hand and smile at me, and they try to wish me good luck. Why are you gonna have good luck for, you know? I mean, why are you gonna say like good luck to me? I'm gonna come, you know, and try to wreck you tomorrow.
All they see is us on TV fighting. You know what I'm saying? And like he said before, there's really no class, and someone elbowing you in the face, so why should I have class about taking elbows to the face? You know, why should I watch my mouth? You're trying to knock me out and hit me with elbows and bloody my face in front of my friends and family and the whole world. So I don't care about putting my middle finger up to that, you know what I'm saying?
I just think that the sport, you know, needed a lot to become a sport so that it could be on TV and be what it is, and they need to call it a sport. And I think it helps me to not kind of fall into that delusion of that it's a sport, you know. It's really more than that, you know. It's really a fight like it always was, you know. And I think I win because I understand that.
Who's the better fighter between you?
That's a stupid question.
That's a great. He said, "Who's the better fighter between you two?" And the guy goes, Nick Diaz goes, "That's a stupid question."
Dude. Yeah, we're both different fighters in different ways, you know. He's my brother. I mean, like who would win? It's like, okay, why did, like, or what? Like, that's stupid, you know? You're gonna ask me that?
And the first thing he does...
Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan? Rendsburg has followed them into the balcony.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Oh! Out of the balcony, dangerous! What the fuck?
First from parts unknown, weight unmeasurable. This is Invisible Stan.
The brother of the Invisible Man. Not a favorite of the fans here in Jersey City. As the boos ring out for Invisible Stan. Letting him hear it.
Yeah, stand in no hurry to get out here. Sliding into the ring, being checked for weapons right now by official Bryce Remsburg. He's going to have a tall task ahead of him.
Oh,
This is
without a
blood
doubt.
feud.
A round of applause and ovation for the Invisible Man making his
Bad boy fishing.
Gotta watch out for the well-being of the competitors in the match shop. Bryce checking that cut. Is he gonna call for signal the X?
No, Min wants to finish this one.
He wants to keep going.
And shoving the official out of the way. And these two have taken to the floor.
Fighting,
trying to keep up
fighting
with
through the
Bryce
people. They're fighting.
We got a dangerous situation here, Prazak.
People need to watch out for these two men as they battle through the audience here at the White Eagle Hall.
Nothing's going to be able to contain him here tonight.
That's a cool gimmick, but I can't watch that whole match. Sorry. Reminds me of those ones where they like have the like guys wrestling like animals and stuff, like stuffed animals. Let's watch some fun press conference moments, baby. I'm excited for the MMA stuff this weekend. Like Derek Lewis versus Olenek. That shit's gonna be fire. What about Superhuman? Super Homan. Oh, Doink, bro. You're not. So on Thursdays we do wrestling. So tomorrow we got wrestling coming up. So come on and fucking whatever. My sirens are going off now. Yeah, mine just went off. Yeah, it's always weird when the first hits and it's like, oh, so these are the funniest press conference moments for MMA.
I was just curious if you feel a lot safer about this fight now that it's been moved to Las Vegas.
Well, you might want to check your local paper. You guys aren't exactly a haven for civility at all times. I don't know. Just because we're in Las Vegas, all of a sudden, you start roaming around late at night. But
Floyd, champion, with all respect, they say all dogs, they don't learn new tricks. But hunter dogs, they're always going to be ending catching the rabbit. And you're going to be ending catching the rabbit. You are the winner. You're the champion.
I don't know what you said, but shit. Thank you. I know you said I'm the winner and I'm the champion. I like that. I don't know what you said, but thank you.
So I wanted the finish, and I mean, I'm looking to get paid here. We get looked after when we finish. This promotion wants finishes, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking for. These custom-made suits aren't cheap, you know what I mean? This solid gold pocket watch, 3 people died making this watch, you know what I mean?
Is there any chance of bringing back Pride Rules for a Japanese card?
Who did you say?
Pride Rules.
Paid rules. Pride rules.
Pride.
You're
Pride Rules.
You're killing me over there, Braveheart. No.
A few questions for Robbie, please. Robbie, congrats. I wanted to ask you, there's a really cool moment there at the at the end of the fight where you guys kind of collapsed at the same time on the cage. Were you aware of that? I mean, what's going through your head and how do you feel in that moment? I'm sorry. So sorry. My bad.
Oh, you thought that was Robbie Lawler?
With the beanie, it threw me off. My bad.
You cover this sport? You thought that was Robbie Lawler?
I'm sorry.
On your
I can hear you.
Left. On your left.
Oh, the hell you won't.
Well, congratulations on the win, first and foremost.
That means a lot coming from you.
Thank you.
Well, I gotta plead ignorance on that first fight. And you're right. I thought if you tapped, it ended the round. I did not know that the contest as a whole would come to a conclusion.
There was a lot going on with your AKA family. I mean, between your brother and in the media getting beat up and Shields. I'm sorry, Mark.
Caesar Gracie.
Caesar
Yes,
Gracie.
oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. Right? Come on, Crook. Come on, Edit that out. Come on, Edit that out.
Escort this guy out of here.
One mistake.
Caesar Gracie fight team, man. Give me a hat.
You could have.
To be honest, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just up to here in $60,000. I'm just thinking of what I'm going to spend on it. And I bought myself a car anyway, a nice car, and I don't know. Just last week I was collecting the social welfare, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to. I was in saying to them, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm signed to the UFC. I don't know what, blah blah blah. But now I suppose I'm just gonna have to tell them to fuck off.
What's the severity of your hand injury?
What'd you say?
How injured is your hand?
Man, you know, you got to use lamest terms when you talk to me, homie. Come on, man. Don't be trying to show your education up here, man. Come on, dog. Don't do me like that.
The hand.
What about it? What you want to know?
Your hand.
What about it?
How hurt is it?
It's not hurt enough to whoop your ass right now.
You said you left because you weren't healthy. When did you start to feel better, and did you have any other procedures after you left the UFC and before you came back?
Well, I think it was like day 49 after I left. Like, I can't remember the exact hour. I feel fucking awesome. Why does it matter? I'm here.
I'm gonna go see the doctor. I'm gonna go see the doctor maybe Tuesday, cause you know but I see this little finger right here is swollen. Honestly, it is. I know it's bad, but this finger right here is swollen. So I gotta check that out.
Why are you asking questions in English? Anderson sits here like he doesn't understand you. Ed Soros interprets, and we got to hear it a second time. First off, he speaks English, and second, we could replace Ed Soros with an app I could download for $9.99.
If you believe in something, if you know something is going to happen, if you're confident in that situation, you will achieve things in life. That's how you overcome things. That's how you put yourself out there. You believe it, and you achieve it. And that's what I do. I know what I'm going to do. I know that I'm better than this.
Sounds like
I
the
know
worst
that I'm gonna
self-help
knock him
book you've
out.
ever read. Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the fuck up.
Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage?
Here it is.
Right here. Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er, right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're not, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
We have been waiting 3 years until your fight, so what is your feeling now? Tell?
Hello, sweet potato. What was the question? I was a little distracted. What'd you say?
My question was, what is your feeling now, child?
Pretty excited, as a matter of fact. But back to the fight.
So, you know, I got a lot of things I want to do. I got these finger painting things I really love doing. I really love that stuff. Oh man, finger painting. I'm actually getting good at it now. I made a peacock the other day, and it was very beautiful. So, you know, when I retire, I think I'll be making a lot of finger paints and put it all over the house and stuff. Might sell some on eBay if you guys are interested in it.
Does the tension grow up since Bellator 172? Matt first?
I'm sorry, could you fire that one off again?
It's a problem, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it is.
It's really a problem up here.
Mildly distracting.
Yeah, what?
I don't feel like there's any tension at all. If there is, it's on his part, and I haven't picked it up yet, but he seems cool as a cucumber to me.
Скорее наоборот, напряжение уходит.
No, the tension is going away gradually.
You feel like you're representing the old school a little bit, and you need to teach this kid a lesson?
What are you calling a kid, buddy?
Call it old, dog.
Only 30 33, man. Y'all act like I'm renting Couture's decrepit on
Question to Mark 1. There's a clip when you're eating an apple on the net.
Yeah.
And it's got more than 20,000 comments.
Rust. Yeah. He went on. There's a technical difficulty. He went on Facebook. He was just talking about the ratings. We're #1 still.
Can you tell us what the secret is? And what's so special with your apple eating?
What are you smiling
I don't know. I got like 1,000 friend requests and 90% are from girls, and they all send me messages that I love your smile and how you eat the apple, and it gets like 900,000 views. It's pretty huge for eating apple.
Well, first off, I offer absolutely zero apologies. And secondly, listen, guys, if you're not willing to go too far, you will never go far enough in life. And I don't care. I don't promote fights. I pick fights. I'm like John Jones. I sound like Sean Combs. And I got trombone-sized stones like John Holmes.
Joe Rogan seemed to want to start a discussion with you at your post-fight interview. So what went through your mind when he asked you if it was an early stoppage or not? So did it bother you at all, or?
No,
it
didn't bother me, but I thought he was a drunk because Andy Ogle went for double leg with the referee, and the referee tapped, so...
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail. And I'm the one who ain't got no training partner? I don't think so. You seem to have it all figured out when you're fighting midgets.
Somebody takes a possession of yours and waves it in your face and tells you to come and get it, and you sit there and do nothing. That's the biggest sign of fear I've ever seen. If he took this can of Monster Energy from this table and said, come and get it, I'd drill it through his head.
So, and would a rematch be an option for you, or do you just want to move on and...
Against who?
Against Ogle.
Come on, man. 8 seconds. You want less than that?
I guess that's a no.
I like Nick's little bro, you know what I mean? How can you not like him? He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood. But at the same time he coaches kids jiu-jitsu on a Sunday morning and goes on bike rides with the elderly. He makes gun signs with the right hand and animal balloons with the left hand.
All right. So the reason that was funny is because Jones started some shit prior to that. Let's you know what? Let's incept we'll incept Steel Toe for a second here, shall we? Yeah, fucking with Dana does always win. You're not wrong. All right, here we go. So this is Rusty. Are you still here? I think Rusty's still here. Let me double check. Up. Yeah, it looks like Rusty's here. Here, we're going to play the actual announcement from the Facebook page. Just call him. I'm not going to just call him. I mean, I guess I could. Wonder if he'll answer. I have to do it over Facebook, and I don't even think he has Facebook on his phone anymore. Let's try it. I'll try it. I'll see what happens. Let's try it. Yeah, I know he has Messenger, but he doesn't. A lot of the times he takes naps during the day. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal that, but he might not be up. Let me hear. I'll call him. Okay, it's not working. We'll watch this thing first, and then we will take a look. But yeah, here we go.
Hey, everybody. We're here on the Facebook page because it's a little easier for me to navigate and a little bit easier for you guys to get here. So, excuse me. We had the ratings come out at noon. I've been poring over the numbers. This is a particularly interesting ratings period, not only because of COVID and all that, but also it's an interesting rating period because we moved to 10 o'clock. We made a move that a lot of people have wanted for years, and we went from 5 to 9 to 5 to 10. And this was the day we were going to find out if that move paid off. We went into this in first place, 5 to 9 a.m. This is almost like moving up a weight class and going from 5 to 9 to 6 to 10. And to see how the station did and to see how the show did. Good news for the radio station. The radio station went overall Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. The station went from 5th place to 3rd. That's huge. That's really big. The Steel Toe Morning Show was in first place in all the key demos outside of women, under the age of 60. We're number one. 12 plus, that means everybody. We were number one. We moved to 6 to 10. The plan was to bring the 10 o'clock hour up for the station and bring the station's numbers up. So the station's numbers went up. That had to mean something for this show. Going into this ratings period, this is the last ratings period before we went to 10 o'clock. Rockin' 101 was tied for first at a 6.7, 6 to 10. Tied for first, 6 to 10. This was, we'd been off the air for an hour at a 6.7. Let me update here. Bring in the new book, 2020. From a 6.7, WHMH went to a 7.9. We were number one, 12 plus, on our own. The average listener listening for an hour a day, which is unheard of. The next one on the list, 98 Country, listens for less than a half hour a day. So that's massive. Number one, guys, 12 plus, number one amongst all people. We kept our lead that we had 5 to 9. It's a little bit closer lead than our 5 to 9 lead was. The numbers are up. We went up by almost a point and a half from 6 to 10 last book to 6 to 10 this book. 5 to 10, we went from an 8.2 to an 8.5.
He is.
So we
Look
went
at
up
the
a
chair,
little bit
dude. He's
there
literally
to a small
laying
number,
on his stomach.
but we did go up. So we're number
Look at his
one.
little
Person's 12
what
plus.
What the fuck? Okay, check this out. You can see his feet behind him. He's literally going like this, like a little fucking, like a fucking teenager on the phone. Like, that's so funny. All right, here we'll go back to Aaron. Oh, it's pretty good. We'll go back to Aaron now. It's so fucking funny. What a fucking maroon. Oh, all right.
Looking at some of the other, this is for the other stations. I got to report this to Gary a little bit later.
Look at his feet. Look at him. You can see him.
Adults 18 to 34. This is where things get creepy. In the ratings, our show lost a little on the top end, meaning with older people, that 45 to 54 demo, but we slaughtered in young people. Adults 18 to 34, which is typically a pop station's demographic. The Steel Toe Morning Show did a 24.4 share. That means a quarter of the people 18 to 34 listening to the radio were listening to our show. To give you an idea of how big that is, a 24.4 share. KCLD is in second place, adults 18 to 34, with a 9.3. We nearly triple KCLD's audience, 18 to 34. Someone says they probably died off due to COVID. Oh, that's why we lost on the high end? Well, no, because that would affect everyone evenly. Like we wouldn't go down then. More of our listeners died, maybe. So 18 to 34 was an absolute slaughterhouse. We decimated everyone. As we look here, adults 18 to 49, Rockin' 101, the Steel Toe Morning Show, 6 to 10. A 14.3 share to a 7.1 of KCLD. We over doubled their numbers. 18 to 49. Adults 25 to 54. Steel Toe. Oh, I'm sorry. We had to take that one off. There were too many samples. But we were up by 3 points. 10.6 to a 7.7. Adults 25 to 54 over 98 country. So we kicked everybody's ass. As we go into the male numbers, this is where it gets really gross. Men 18 to 34. The Steel Toe Morning Show does a 35.2 share. Those are Howard Stern numbers. 35 shares, men 18 to 34. That's gross. To give you an idea of how big that is, KCLD, a 7.4. We quintuple their number. Men 18 to 34. Where did KFan go? I want to put KFan and KQ and these other stations in there. I don't like that they don't have KQ, because KQ, 93X, and KFan do okay in this market. There's KQ. Where's KQ? There's KQ. Let's put them in there. And 93X. Let's throw those guys in there. They deserve it. They deserve it. Give me a second here. Yeah, still the same result, 12 plus. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Fucked up. Fucked up. Yeah, I guess, you know what? Never mind. None of those stations did jack shit in the mornings. I was wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to scroll down here. If you're just joining us, we slaughtered. It was a disgusting victory for us. Yeah. Adults 18 to 34. None of those stations I added did a damn thing. KQRS at 2.3. KFan at 1.2. Half-ass at 1.2. Okay, so they did shit. They were garbage in the morning. They're all listening to the Steel Toe now. Adults 18 to 49, we still doubled KCLD. Where did we leave off? Male numbers? Male numbers. 18 to 34, 35 share. That's violently ridiculous. Men 18 to 49 at 20.7. KFan at a 7.4. Someone says, sorry, advertisers, prices going up. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable charging more than what we're charging now. Could we? Yeah, absolutely. But will we? I don't know, man. I don't know. Men, I think all we have left are men 25 to 54. Oh, no, that was it. Okay. There you go.
All right.
Those are the numbers. Number one, across the board, 35 share in men. Buck a duck. Once again, nobody was close. 12 plus, we have a 1.2 ratings point lead. We have a 2.2 lead over KCLD. KCLD's tied with WJON in the mornings. Fuck. Well, I guess they probably got a COVID
They
bump.
went over it. I don't remember what they are,
WJON did, in fairness. Yeah, KFan and 93X died in this market. It was awful. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. God bless.
Look at his little legs.
Still number one.
Wait. Oh.
Going on vacation. Very happy. And, wow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
All right. So, yeah. I guess that's what the numbers be. Let me see if he'll answer. I tried it, but it didn't. Yeah, it just goes right in because he doesn't have it on his thing anymore. And I have no way to call him directly. Yeah, I wanted to call him, but yeah, it just didn't matter, I guess. Let's see, I'm gonna try one more thing to see if we can't. There we go. Okay, well, there's another. Use WhatsApp. Will WhatsApp work? Maybe I'll do that. I don't have it on here. I tried. Mikey, that's what I was trying to do. You guys don't understand. He doesn't have it on his phone or whatever. Yeah, that's the first thing I did. Come on, buddy. You think I'm brand new? I get that you're a pirate legend. And you have to talk down to me now, but yeah, I tried to call him on Facebook. It didn't matter. All right. Oh, here, there's actually another announcement, I guess. He just went live on Facebook again. Here, hold on. Here we go. Well, that was rather informative. I guess Aaron was saying we're leaving now. Oh, Aaron just texted me. I guess I'm off the air. So, thank you guys so much for coming. I gotta call him, I guess. Keep the party alive. Discord. I think tonight we're gonna try to have a viewing party. I don't know. And then I'll probably be playing Sea of Thieves today. So follow the TwitchTok cast if you're not. That's where all the video games go on for right now. Eventually we'll migrate them over here, but for now, that's where they live. Yeah, we're going to try to do a viewing party in the Discord where on Thursdays, me and John talk about AEW. So we're going to try and get it all set up so we can watch AEW together in the Discord. So we'll have a giant community watch party. So you can come in there and watch wrestling with us if you want, if it works. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It might be for next week though. I think I have to figure out some adapting shit. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, you are a pirate legend. So yeah. Also don't forget to donate over on Venmo. or donate here. Boom. And then also follow me across all social media platforms. Yeah, you guys are awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You guys have been awesome. Come back and see us again. Aaron's going to lead us off. So bye, everybody. Thank you for following. Let me get you a towel. We literally just left off. You know what? For you, I'm going to come back. Hi, just towel guy. Yeah, head over to the Discord. Catch it up. Look at that cup fill up. It's pretty great. We're heading out, but thanks for following. Come back. We do it 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. So we're actually way over today, but we're having fun. Fuck it. Who cares? You guys have been awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Monday through Friday, TwitchTok, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. My name's Corey Adam. Goodbye.
To our town, microphone.